Good evening, all, and welcome to the Sunday night show here on Claret Booze, the talkHAMMERS show. I'm joined this evening by Mickey and by Ryan, and soon to be joined by Nick about 8:30. He reckons, doesn't he? About 8:30.
Yeah, he reckons about 8:30. Yeah.
I don't know what his excuse is tonight. I didn't even read the excuse. That's how bad it's got. You know,
he's got his maths tutor around.
Ah, yeah, whatever. Yeah. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But anyway, how are you? How are you, Mickey?
Depressed. Move on.
I thought you was over all that now. No,
I am to be fair to you. Like it's just blah now, isn't it? It's all you can say about the situation. So
yeah.
Well, we will try to say more in this video. I promise you, people.
Yeah. We'll try. And Ryan, how is the mood down in Oz amongst West Ham fans?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's probably more fractured than you'd expect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of boys that are sort of pushing towards what we said, and when they're told you that, they didn't like it too much. But that's all right. It's all part of the game. I mean, it's not been exactly the fun time for anyone. So for everyone getting on each other's backs doesn't help. So yeah, it's not nice at the moment.
It definitely isn't. And yesterday was a complete shit show. I mean, we've made untold shows about it now. I think the current state of play is that the board are refusing to give Moyes the vote of confidence, which is what they usually give shortly before they sack someone. Now, whether they're doing psychology on that and think I doubt it, because usually vote of confidence followed by fired. Refusing to give a vote of confidence, is that them refusing to say that they're going to fire him in a little while? Are they kind of understanding the way people understand votes of confidence now?
Well, that's the way I look at it. If you get a vote of confidence, it means that they're looking at your job role. So for me, if he's not been given it yet, he should be already.
Yeah, well, I think he should have been given more than a vote of confidence. He should have been given a vote of confidence straight out the front of the building. That's what should have happened.
I don't really believe it, to be fair to you, all that vote of confidence stuff and that, and it's all on the line. He had it last year, didn't he? There was a vote of confidence and everyone got excited thinking, oh, it's not long now. But he's still here. So I'm not going to believe anything until I see him waving goodbye.
Yeah, well, hopefully he won't get a chance to wave goodbye. Hopefully he'll, just be unceremoniously dumped in the car park at some away ground, like Everand Grant was. And I it's a shame he's come to this. Really, but the guy's only got himself to blame. He's a pig-headed git. He doesn't want to listen to any form of criticism, whether it's in the it takes the form of fan criticism and some banners, or criticism about his style of football, or some journo asking him a slightly difficult question. He reacts badly to it every time. And I think we've seen prime examples of him reacting badly over the weekend. What did you think, Ryan, about him basically saying, he was asked about the fans and he basically said we're wrong?
For him to sit there and say that he's won the most amount of games when he's just lost 7, he hasn't won in 7. So how can you sit there and be that pig ignorant and put it on us to say that we've not had it so good? It's the arrogance of the man. It really is the arrogance of the man. It's grating on me now because he's making us look fucking stupid.
Yeah, and he believes it, doesn't he? He fully believes it. Like there's nothing about it. He genuinely believes that's it. He's the best manager ever.
I don't know whether he does believe it. I think he believes that nobody should doubt him because he belongs at a top club like Man United. In an interview a little while ago, I was asking him about Man United and he was like, oh, if only they come knocking at my door 8 years later. In other words, where I am now, because I'm perfect now, But I think he's very conscious and very clever about what he says and the messages he delivers, because I did a little plug, by the way, Claret Booze Reserves. Go and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, please. I put a video on there earlier reviewing, because that video is just for where we can muck around with video clips and stuff like that. So I actually put the pre-match and the post-match interviews on there without worrying about a copyright strike. Yeah,
it's a really good video, people. Like, genuinely, he's not trying to plug it, but it is a good video. He sort of breaks down the Moyes interviews, if you like, and it's actually a really good video. So go and watch it.
There was one thing. It's the second one of its kind that I've done, right? And they're quite easy to make because you just play the video and you just stop it and comment on it. It's really easy. But there's one thing I didn't think of today. I wasn't quick off the mark enough, right? And that was he started talking about other managers and their legacies, and he spoke about Brian Clough's legacy at Nottingham Forest and the European stuff in the late 70s, early 80s. And I was thinking, well, if you're going to mention that, why don't you mention West Ham's European exploits from like 4 years earlier, or the FA Cup win in 75, or the other time where, because he's never once mentioned, to my knowledge, he's never once mentioned that we've been in 2 major European finals. That's without even and won one of them without even mentioning the Intertoto Cup, which a lot of people, you know, see as it's still an official UEFA trophy. Believe it or not, it is. It's up there. It's on your list. Go and look at the UEFA site. They'll count it on your list of European trophies. Believe it or not.
It's selective, Gary. It's selective, mate. And he's only going to try and take you down the garden path of the one that he wants you to go down. Yeah. And it's been like that for a long time.
Well, he doesn't want to overshadow his achievement. That's why he doesn't mention it, right? Yeah. So why would he go on about Ron Greenwood and John Lyall when he's going to look pretty stupid by comparison? What do you reckon, Mickey?
Sorry, Mark, just reading the comments. I totally missed it.
Mickey. I was just saying, I think he does it. I think he keeps quiet about the old West Ham achievements just because he doesn't want to be compared to those achievements, right? He does. For a start, I read an article today that said he'd won our first ever European trophy. And I think he's trying to get that out there, right? I think that's what a lot of people believe, actually.
Yeah, but that's just like, again, it's just the teletext fans and that, if you like, or people just don't know about West Ham or don't follow them. So the young lot, so like it's all they've seen, it's all they've known. So they don't look at the history. So it suits him all day long to sort of go along with that agenda. He's not going to correct it and just let everyone else believe that he is the best manager West Ham's ever had, and we've never had it so good in the last 3 years. I just the narcissist of the man. He's a gaslighter. He's gaslighting us, and he's frustrating me and pissing me off. I've got to admit, he's pissing me off properly.
Now, Nick said to me the other day, he said, we've got to stop using the word gaslighting because we say everything's gaslighting. Let's just call it lying. Well, there's a big difference, right? There's a big difference. You can tell a lie, just a lie. It's just a mistruth, right? Gaslighting is actually telling a lie, but trying to make you think that the opposite is true, right? That's what it is. You're trying to make them believe your narrative is actually true, like a fake reality, you know? And that's what I think he tries to do. It is pure gaslighting. It really is. Absolutely. John's here. John, why aren't you on the show, John? Again, you're in the audience. You're not on the show.
Going back to what John said, he did just put a comment up, and I agree with him. No, when he said he thinks, well, fuming, he says this. He thinks Moyes is talking about the modern era, which I get. I get what he's saying. I understand what he's saying about he's never had it so good in the modern era. But yeah, it does. We've had better football. We've definitely had a better football. Just even under Bilic and that, you can all see that we've had a better brand of football. We might not have won a trophy under.
He mentioned Clough. He mentioned Clough. So therefore, when he talks about modern football, he's definitely going back to 1979, 1980, which is when they won their 2 European Cups. If we're going to go back there, we can talk about the 1980 FA Cup final. We got to the quarterfinals of the Cup Winners' Cup with a second division side. We got the League Cup final in 1981. In 1975, only 4 years earlier, we won the FA Cup. In 1976, we got to the Cup Winners' Cup final. There's a lot happened in those few years. So if he's going to set the bar there, you know, sorry,
Gary's on it.
Gary's on it. Passionate about this.
Ryan, do you want to answer this one, mate?
Who's the Ewan McGregor look like?
Oh, Ryan, you've done yourself up to look like
down under.
Oh, listen, if I look like that, if I look like him at 6 a.m. in the morning, mate, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy.
Yeah, he's done you nicely there.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, of course he has. Ewan McGregor's all right.
I came on your show once, Ryan, and it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I overslept, and I had brain fog for like an hour or half an hour.
Look like how I feel now, mate.
Yeah.
The eyes ain't exactly open yet, but I'm getting there.
You got the brain fog, or is it clearing?
No, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Pew, pew. Thanks,
you sounded more switched on than I was, even at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Trying to, mate.
Right. So apparently, the comments that Moyes made after the game, the arrogance, the pure arrogance that he showed in those interviews. Well, once again, he reminded us that he'd won a trophy. blah, 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 fucking blah. Apparently, it's not gone down very well in the boardroom. So not only has he not got a vote of confidence, according to Clarence Hugh Southern, who's definitely got an agenda just like us against David Moyes, rightfully so. Some of his posts are actually really funny, actually. Some of them are really good. And he's been speaking to Sullivan tonight by the sound of it, and he's got the information that went down like a lead balloon. His arrogance in those interviews. So good. At least someone's watching. What are you going to do about it, though? What are you going to do about it? Nothing?
Something's got to change now. I mean, for me, I think he's definitely lost that dressing room now. Like that was a performance after a 6-0 drubbing at Arsenal. You can't go out there and perform like that against fifth bottom of the Premier League to Nottingham Forest and make them look like Barcelona. That's not the kickstart performance that we needed after that Arsenal game. So
we did as well.
They've got a perfect opportunity now to act upon it, but now they might miss that window again. So it's just fucking frustrating.
We did as well. We made them look fucking good yesterday, and they were just an average side. I mean, if you look at the stats, they're all very, when you're talking about passing accuracy and all this sort of stuff. In fact, I looked at the stats earlier. They were almost identical, in terms of passing, pass completion, all that sort of stuff. I mean, it was the stuff in the final third that was slightly different, but, shots at goal and stuff like that. But as far as everything else that goes on, we're almost the same team as Nottingham Forest in terms of what we do on the pitch. It's amazing. Some of the numbers, when you talk about, these stats are recorded in actual numbers, some of the numbers were identical for each team in that match. There's about 5-6 of them that were identical. Didn't have time to pull those stats together, so sorry about that. Also, I think Sullivan is waiting. I mean, I'd like to hear if what you think he's waiting for. What do you reckon, Mickey? What is Sullivan waiting for to happen?
I think for me, probably more the media, like Sky and talkSPORT and that, to be more on Moyes' back, because I don't think he wants to be or look to be the bad person in not the fans' eyes. He don't really care about that, but more in that media eyes. Like, he don't want to be seen as, look, we all heard the media say that he's the best manager, like he's won us our first trophy, blah blah blah, he wins all the time, blah blah blah. So he don't want to be seen as the owner who got rid of that manager. That's what I believe. It's only my opinion on that, because there's no other way, there's no other reason that he should still be here. He's been terrible. No winning in this year. Sorry. The football's been dire, even like getting worse. There's no reason that he should be in there for me. So that's the only excuse I can think of. Because for him to come out, Sullivan to come out and say, no, the board ain't going to make any hasty decisions and everything. It's not hasty. It's not hasty at all. It's been 2 years of fucking dross football. There's been moments. There's been great moments. Not going to take that away from him. Moments, and that's it. But for the overall, fuck him off.
How about you, Ryan?
I don't think Sullivan's scared of making a tough decision, because, I mean, he took us from Upton Park to London Stadium. That's the biggest decision he could have made. And he didn't make that. He made that very quick.
Money,
but the thing is, and you say about money, he's losing money by keeping this fucker in a job.
He is.
Because them players are depreciating every fucking week. And not because they're bad players, but because what clubs are going to buy them? The lower that we drop, the easier it would be for them to get them players.
And, with every position we drop, it's another 3 million gone, right? And it only cost $1.5 million to get rid of him. We've actually lost. We've lost
next year, mate.
What's that?
No Europe next year.
No. I think it's the draw for. It's a good time to talk about it, actually, before Nick gets here. I don't know if we're going to be player ratings or whatever else, but might as well do this now because it's very pertinent. This Friday is the draw for the last 16 of the Europa League, which is Moyes' last hope, right? To my mind, it's Moyes' last hope.
Is that tomorrow? I thought it was the 23rd.
It's on Friday. So these are the teams, and I'm going to try and remember them here. I was looking earlier. I was just watching something in the background on telly. I thought, I'll go through and see where these teams are in their respective leagues. I mean, firstly, there's a funny one here. You've got Kretinsky. He owns about the same of Slavia Prague as he does in West Ham. So we could draw each other. That'd be a bit of a strange one, wouldn't it? You've got Arne Slot finaled, sitting in second in the Dutch league. You've got Marseille Dimitri Payet's Marseille, sitting in 8th in the French league, not doing too well, but with an upturn of late apparently. You've got these teams up here, which are all doing. I mean, Leverkusen, top of the German league. Liverpool, top of our league. Rangers, well, stands to reason they're going to be second. Sparta Prague, who are not Slavia Prague, the ones with the nice stadium, they've got a crappy stadium. They're top of their league, top 1 of 2, right? CVF, I don't know who the bloody hell that is. Any ideas? Someone identify that badge for me.
It's Villarreal, isn't it?
Is it Villarreal? Yeah, it is actually. It is Villarreal. Yeah. So they're another team we don't want to play, right? So when you look at all these, Atalanta are 4th in the Italian league. You've got Roma, that's AC Milan, who are 3rd. You've got Roma, who are 6th. So you've got 3 of the top 6 Italian teams there. You've got the top of the Swiss league. You've got the 1st and 2nd in the Czech league, not that strong. You've got the 2nd place in the Scottish league. There's a Dutch team here as well somewhere. Can't remember where. But anyway, look, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of teams here we don't want to play. Right? We're going to draw one of these at the bottom in the last it is the last 16, isn't it? Yeah, last 16.
Yeah.
So that's the one step away from the quarterfinal. So we could, in theory, be drawn against Marseille, AC Milan. Young boys are looking all right, I think. Sporting Lisbon, Kretinsky's team, Roma, Rennes. There's another French team in there as well. Feyenoord. I mean, forget about these ones at the top. There's enough tough ones at the bottom. Now, if we look at who's likely to get through from all of those teams, let's just look at the next slide, right? Because this is how they stand before this Thursday's return legs. So first one, Sporting are beating Young Boys 3-1. They're at home in the next leg as well. So Sporting are going to go through on that one. Young Boys are going to go out. Karabag of Azerbaijan against Braga. Now they won 4-2 away. In the next leg they've got them at home. So you would think that'll be they're going to get through. Karabag. Freiburg 0-0 home to Lens. Roma 1-1 against Feyenoord. So you got to favour Roma in that one, I guess. Mourinho ain't there still, is he?
No.
Right, and then you've got Galatasaray, who beat Sparta Prague 3-2 at home. So they're going. So in the next leg, Sparta Prague could turn that one around. Right, that could be could be a team that we're playing against. They only need a 1-0 or a 2-0 win at home. Always got to favour them at home. Milan look like they're getting through over Rennes. Marseille and Shakhtar is finely balanced, but Marseille are at home with 2-2. So it looks like maybe Marseille are going to get through. Benfica away in the return leg, 2-1 up against Toulouse. That's what David Moyes is his favourite club, isn't it? Toulouse. He likes Toulouse. So thought of that one up on the spot. Right. So we're looking at Sporting, Karabag, Freiburg, let's say Roma, Benfica, Marseille, Milan, and probably Galatasaray, maybe Sparta. So if you go back to the previous screen, in addition to those, that is a tough ask to get somewhere in that tournament, especially the way we're playing. Who do you think we're going to draw? Go on, tell me who you think we're going to draw.
I don't know. I think that we probably will whimper out of most of these teams, to be honest with you. So if that's the case, I really would like to play AC Milan. I love AC Milan back in the day, so I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
AC Milan. So
I'd like that. Yeah, must admit, to be playing in the San Siro would be good. Who else we got? What we don't want to. I mean, I think Feyenoord would tear us a new one, and that sort of team, aren't they? What we want is a team that is prone to playing defensively. So maybe Roma wouldn't be such a bad idea, I guess. But all the ones that are coming through, I think if you had a choice, it'd have to be Karabag, wouldn't it? You know, I don't know who they are. Azerbaijan champions. They've got to be a bit crap, haven't they?
I think that's where they played one of the Champions League. Was it the Europa League final there a couple of years ago? And it was really hard for Arsenal fans to get over there or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the stadium. Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
But tell us in the chat who you'd like to play. I mean,
a lot of them are saying AC Milan as well. A lot of them, a few of them are saying a couple of the Portuguese, like Benfica's in that. It'd be a fantastic stadium. Irish Tommy with the Milan
That's who that is.
or Roma. I think a lot of people would like the AC Milan game, to be fair to you. It's a big draw, isn't it? I like it.
You can't not want AC Milan, to my mind. I think that'd be, and I think that's from a romantic point of view. You know, before we go out of Europe, it would be nice to play a huge side like that. I think Benfica also have got, you know, they're known as, and Sporting Lisbon are kind of European legends as well. Feyenoord, Roma, they're all big sides, aren't they? They're all big teams. I just don't see if we get drawn against a team who are flying like Milan, I don't see us doing anything against them. I can't see it. It'd just be a bit of a buzz to go and watch them over there. I suppose for some people, it'd be a nice sort of way. Well, a way to bow out of Europe.
Yeah, of course it is. And I love Europe, but there's even a comment here. It's like, I don't care who we get. I don't care anymore. And that is sort of where it's leading to. No one's really getting that excited as what we used to. And it's not about being entitled and that. We've never have been like that. It's just how it is at the moment over West Ham. What we're seeing, there's nothing to be excited about. And it's shit.
There's 24 teams there. I reckon there are 18 that we need to be frightened of. Just the way we're playing, right? The way we're playing. Evening, Nick.
Hello. Only 18 we need to be frightened of. We did get knocked out the domestic cup by Bristol. You sound there's,
Nick.
You know? I don't care. Hang on 1 minute.
No, distorted lad, though.
Hang on 1 minute. Let's have a look.
Going to swoop back in and save Moyes' job, isn't he? Going to get him a new contract. What do you reckon?
I don't know.
I hope he doesn't. I mean, I hope that you know, I'd love to see Paqueta come back. Of course, I would. But the thought of him suddenly tearing other teams to bits, and you know,
am I still loud?
No, you're not.
No.
You're a bit light now. Can you get a bit louder?
I can get louder. Hang on.
Can you? You're deeper.
Oh, hello.
Put in my fucking earrings on, Pats. Hang on. Is that better? Is that better?
That's better. Yeah.
Better at that.
Right. Okay.
I think so.
I can hear you lot anyway.
Yeah. Let's put my other headphone in. I might.
Let me know. Let me know in the chat if I'm too high or too low.
Yeah. Right. So I think that's it, really. That's the draw on Friday. Who do you want to get on it in our last European tie, Nick?
A big one. AC Milan, something like that. Or have a little look at our next manager, Bruno Amorim. You know, draw against Sporting Lisbon.
Is that who he manages?
Yeah, that'd be decent.
Oh, right. Okay. Because I'll put little icons up here, right? You know, because we've got Krasinski owns these ones here. Krasinski owns these ones here, Slavia Prague, right? As well as us, majority. Yeah. I also put a little Arnie Slot in here for Feyenoord. And a little Dimitri Payet in here for Marseille.
Played for AC Milan as well.
Oh, did he? Bloody hell. Oh, so I screwed that right up. I could have got much more imaginative, but there you go.
Right, they're saying I'm too low. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Better.
Yeah, I see it. It's bang on.
Beautiful.
Right. So
it says perfect.
Before we started talking about Europe, we were just talking about yesterday Moyes' post-match interviews. I think we've done that to death.
Can I just butt in quickly? I put a note out. I put a note out yesterday for an invitation for fan cam. So we had Steve Bell, we had Sam from Bas Vegas, Steve Tiley, and there was another one as well. I had an issue downloading them. I've managed to sort of salvage it. It's taken me bloody ages. So I'm going to bolt them on the end of a ramble tomorrow because they're really good calls. So I've not ignored them. I just had a bit of a nightmare. I did it wrong, basically. I've had an editing nightmare this year. Ask Gary this week.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. Yeah. So turn it down, Nick. We can still hear. Yeah, quality.
Dodgy.
Yeah.
Right. Did you do Dodsy's one? Did you do Dodsy's family?
His one will be on there as well. Because Dodsy is now Moyes out.
He is Moyes out. Welcome aboard.
We can quote him now, he said.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's very difficult looking around social media now to actually find someone who isn't Moyes out.
Oh, no, there are some.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the people who run the channels and stuff like that. I can't really. I know one. I know one definitely. I know two.
There's a couple that are Moyes out now, but There's
yeah.
there's a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go on holiday next year, but the plane might crash.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit like that. But no, I don't know. I think people will swing eventually. I can't see any recovery coming from this team. I know that we're expecting Paqueta back soon, but they're not playing for him, Ryan, are they? You think we saw that? I mean, they're not now. I know it's an old cliche when they say he's lost the dressing room, but
I think he has.
Fucking hell. He has, hasn't he? He has.
Yeah.
They gave up. They gave up. You saw it on the bench even. Like, they're all laughing at the end of the game when we lost. Mabama was laughing. Like, I was hoping that he was laughing because he knew something that we didn't, you know?
Do you think, do you look at the lack of discipline as a pointer as well? Because we lost a lot of discipline yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. It looked like they gave up. Yeah.
Players were angry, weren't they? They were angry on the pitch, getting fed up. Even Bowen was throwing his arms about. Don't normally see that from him.
Caduce got booked in 8 minutes. Phillips got himself sent off, didn't he, like a tit?
They did.
You know, it's got to go down as one of the. Yes, I think it was a bit harsh, but it's got to go down as one of the worst signings on balance. I mean, we didn't need him for a start, so it's nothing personal.
Yeah,
is Roberto without goalie gloves?
He is. Yeah, he's almost the worst signing ever. Roberto is definitely the worst. He's definitely the worst. He doesn't look interested, and I think the big telling point from the last 2 games for me is that as soon as we've conceded the first goal, the heads have just dropped. We've almost given up. Did you watch that second half yesterday? Early in the second half, it was like we weren't trying.
Do you know what? It was,
And look, if I was in their position, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not encouraging them not to try, but if I was in their position and I wanted the manager out, I mean, players do it time after time. They do it everywhere, don't they? So if that's the way to get rid of him, it has my support.
Because if you was Phillips, for example, if he was like looking out for his manager who just signed him, you ain't making them 2 stupid fucking decisions to get yourself sent off. Like, no. You don't do it, and that just goes to show lack of discipline, as Nick said.
Yeah, it does. And Lepatigi, by the way, Jill Berry's comment there. Danny Murphy was even critical of Moyes. Yes, he was, John. I watched that last night. It was really surprising because usually Danny Murphy is really condescending on Match of the Day about what more do you want and careful what you wish for and all that shit. But I suppose Alan Shearer weren't on there. So that made a big difference because Danny Murphy actually cited Tottenham as an example and said, like, well, Tottenham, they finished 4th and 5th under Conte, so the results were good, but they didn't like the football. They hated it, and they wanted something better. Now they've got something better, and the fans are liking it. So that's what I'm saying. That is a really credible point made by Danny Murphy for once. That's a perfect example of us, ain't it? You know, that's what we're asking for. We're just asking for a little bit of entertainment.
Yeah, and I think we deserve that.
Yeah.
Especially with the players that we've got, like, you've got some real flair in there, and the fact that we're not using them is fucking criminal.
Yeah, I think that's where the frustration comes as well. Right, this is an opportunity. Like, we can see that the potential to be a really good attacking progressive team is there. It is there. We've seen it in glimpses here and now, and he just don't play that way like Moyes. He don't utilise them as they could and should be used. So I think that's a massive frustration for the West Ham fans as well, because it's an opportunity and we don't want it to be an opportunity missed. And at the moment, it's that exactly is an opportunity missed.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's certain games that you would play the way he plays. And you'd, like back in the day, we play Arsenal's and the Man United's, and you'd probably take the fucking 1-0 scrappy, low block win over it. But now the fact that we've got the players, he needs to have that extra plan to show expansive football against the likes of Luton, Sheffield United's. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I reckon anyway. Like, you've got to have more than one plan against these Premier League teams.
Of course you have. And it's like, if we was that Luton, if we was that Forest and all that stuff, if we was a team like that, you'd be more happy than like how we are at the moment. But we haven't. We're like the 8th biggest spenders, spent $500 million in 4 years. Everyone knows all this now. And yet we still got the oldest squad. We've got the Finnish squad. And it's unacceptable. It's so unacceptable. It's so depressing.
This is getting more and more difficult to fucking talk about now because it's so bad and it's so shit and it's been so bad and so shit for so long. I don't necessarily think. Yeah, you could say we're getting marginally worse. We're certainly not getting better, but this is just it's Groundhog Day. You know, every match day, every experience afterwards. We're not looking forward to the game because we know what's going to be coming. We're not enjoying the experience watching the game. You know, we're never disappointed. We always get what we fucking think we're going to get, and you're left just empty. I mean, I don't know whether you saw the show I did with Charlie, because I know we've had arguments from people to say, you know, people inside the ground's real fans and all that. You know, ones who travel away, they don't feel like that. Well, Charlie blew that out of the water. They do indeed feel like that. You know, many of them, not all of them. He didn't speak for everyone, but they do. You know, there's loads of people that care about more
100%.
than results. That care about more than three points. That look a little bit deeper at football. You know, I mean, I appreciate. You know, I just think that some football fans are morally bankrupt when it comes to football. In a football sense, when it comes to football, you know, you'd almost sell your nan for fucking 3 points. You just don't care. But you don't look any deeper into the game. You don't care about anything else. All I care about is points. Well, where the fuck did that come from as a football fan? How did you become a West Ham fan in the first place? If that's all you care about, how?
Oh, well, I had a little argument on Twitter. Well, it wasn't an argument, an exchange of views with someone called Angel on Twitter when I fucking first went on there yesterday for the first time. I'm coming off there again. I just went on there too.
Yeah.
Glory in the Moyes Out banners, really. But, you know, we were talking about, she said, oh, Newcastle have drawn at home to Bournemouth. If you don't hear them them asking for their manager to be sacked. I said, well, Bournemouth are a decent side. And then she said, well, we drew against Bournemouth. I said, yeah, but Bournemouth should have fucking battered us in the first half. I deal with facts, not opinion. I said, well, I formed that opinion by going to the game, and what I saw and what I relayed were actual facts. They had fucking 3 or 4 open goals. And it's like, yeah, it's pointless arguing with people like that, right? But they're all over Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's getting. But I think you can see at the moment there's been a swing, right? So there's been there's been a lot of accounts in there that have come out and changed direction. You know, some of them quite dramatically, but they've completely changed direction, and I think that's fine. But then, do you know what? Will these people flip back again if we scrape 1 or 2 wins? I can't see it happening. But I think a portion of people will. This would all be forgotten in a heartbeat if not for everyone. I think a lot of people now have switched over, but there are a section of fans that, as I've said, I just think they only give a fuck about winning. That's it. They don't care about nothing else. And that's, I suppose, you know what, that's up to you. If that's all you want from football. But I do think that at the moment it's no coincidence that we've gone in 2024 we haven't won. And now, probably 99% of people are Moyes out. If we won next week, you'd probably find it was about 80%. Won the week after, it'd be 70%.
This is what Sean's doing, though.
It's all it takes.
This is what Sean's doing. Sean is taking polls after every game just to show his mate David Sullivan, you know, put it in a folder with the stats and everything else. Look, you shouldn't get rid of him because the fans just change their view every time there's a negative or a positive result. Well, yeah, there's going to be a bit of that, isn't there? But fucking hell. You know, a lot of this is based on, a lot of this is from what I can see, is people like Doddsy, who's very patient, and he's just tolerated it. Doddsy won't flip back. Tolerated it. Back. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No. He's tolerated it to the point where he can't fucking take it anymore, right? And those sort of people, once they change their mind, they don't change their mind back, right? Because they're loyal and they feel like that loyalty is being, you know. Now, I wonder what TalkSport will do because, you know, match of the day we've seen them pretty much sit on the fence, not have a go at us, just treat us with a little bit of respect for the first time this season. TalkSport, they were still saying careful what you wish for last night. Let's see what happens if Sullivan changes his tune because I don't want to hear that shit on TalkSport. You know, people rubbing our noses in it and saying there was and who's that guy? Chris Sutton on Celtic today. He's been mentioned in chatter a few times.
I've seen it.
I've been mentioned in the chat loads.
Yeah, he's this week's mug of the week, as you know, for slagging us off.
He's not a mug. He's an absolute wanker. That's what he is.
Wanker of the week.
Another name.
Wanker of the week,
but he today was interviewed talking about Chris Sutton saying that Brendan Rodgers is not fooling anyone. They might have won games, but the style of football ain't great. It's like, what the fuck? You fucking hypocrite, mate.
Yeah, no.
He's he's a smug fucker, isn't he? He really
is.
Do you not think though, Ryan? Do you not think though, Ryan, that this game here, this was the perfect opportunity? If they did half want to get rid of David Moyes, this is the perfect opportunity because
I said it just before you came on, mate. Yeah,
it's perfect. If they don't do it now, then they don't want to get rid of him.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that they will now.
And
that was it. That was if we lose again against Brentford, then another one. But fucking hell, how many losses do you got to take before you got to get rid of him?
I don't know. And there is something else. Somebody, James, sent me a WhatsApp voice note earlier on, and he sort of struck fear into my soul a little bit. And we've all seen the post-match press conference that made our blood boil, not our skin crawl, bit of both.
Yeah.
The comments that he made at the end, he said those were the words of a confident man, a man that knew he was in no danger of getting the sack.
Oh yeah.
But we knew this last season.
But that's what he said. He said those were the words of an arrogant, confident man that doesn't feel any threat whatsoever of getting the sack.
But Nick,
one thing's for sure, right?
What happened last season when he kept on coming out and saying, like when people asked, and he went, "No, I've got no." He actually said it. No, the board. I get on really well with Sullivan and that, and we're on the same path and everything. He said it. He had no fear last year of getting a sack, and he hasn't got it this year either. And that's worrying and all. It should be like squeaky bum time for him.
Can we see another fan thing like we had it at Burnley a few years ago?
If it goes wrong next week,
I think it will go like that. I think if we lose to Brentford, then we lose, which I think we could quite conceivably do. I think both of those teams are better than Nottingham Forest, and we got battered by Forest. We got completely outplayed by them. If we do that and then we go to Burnley, not forgetting that Burnley played us off the park the last time we played them. We only kind of recovered that game right at the end.
Last minute.
Oh, mate, if that game goes wobbly in the first 30 minutes, it's going to be fuck. I think it's going to go off.
Nick,
it'll go off. It will.
Yeah, but Nick, this is why they said 4 games, because they've looked at the fixtures, they've realised that Burnley is the 4th game.
Yeah,
that's why they've done it. They're really fucking, they're playing with us. They're playing with us.
They are. Can I address one more thing? Because there was a lot of people with some. Not criticisms, but a lot of people saying, why aren't they taking these banners into the home stadium? There's a reason for that. You're not allowed. You get patted down when you go in. If you had a banner and they found it, they wouldn't let you in with it. If you raise that banner when you're in the stadium, you'll get removed That'll be confiscated. And the likelihood is your season ticket will be cancelled because you're breaching your terms and conditions. So it's a fucking it's like a dictatorship environment. They want you there. You've said it before, Gary. It's on TV. You're like balls on the fucking Christmas tree when you're in that stadium. They just want you to sit there singing Bubbles on loop while you're watching the other team with 70% fucking possession. That's all they want. Be good little customers. Don't push your luck. Go and buy a top in the shop afterwards and stop fucking moaning. This is what you're getting. But that is censorship. Absolute censorship. It is fucking horrendous. You should have free speech at the very least.
Of course you should. Of course you should. I mean, they're trying to rule it. They're trying to get rid of it all over the country. But inside a football stadium, you can take a banner into Wembley of a certain size. You're allowed to. I read the rules the other day. You are allowed free speech, even inside a stadium, right? We should check these rules out properly and what you're actually allowed to do, because, you're not allowed to take something in that upsets people. Well, who's it going to upset? What, one person or a few diehards, Alternatively, get 8 people together who sit in a row and put one letter on each T-shirt. Moyes out.
That's what we can do when we go to Burnley.
Yeah. How many you got?
6.
Fucking hell, nearly there.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah.
We'll all do a Mooney and bend over.
Yeah.
Can you do? Can 2 of you have 2 letters on your shirt?
Yeah, I reckon Nicky could fit 2 on.
One on each tip.
I definitely could.
He's coming here with that.
Hey, listen, it's early, but I've still got it.
But yeah, no. Look, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think it was very powerful what happened in the Arsenal game. I think that kind of sent shockwaves through. Definitely would have sent shockwaves through Sullivan, because we've said before, one thing he does hate is being embarrassed. That was televised. Sky polarised that, people fucking going over the bridge and everything else, people leaving the stadium. I do think if that is played in front of maybe a half-empty stadium, that's a powerful message as well. I'm not asking people that have paid for their tickets to not go. That's your own decision. You do what you want to do. But I do think that what people are saying is right to a degree. I think that is probably the only way you can get a message to them, because you can't do it any other way. You can't protest. You can't do this. You'll lose your season ticket if you misbehave when you're in there, or do what they deem to be misbehaving when you're in there. So how else do you protest? How else do you make your feelings clear?
It was really effective, though.
When they start booing, when the fans start booing at the end of games,
Yeah.
they come out. Pundits do come out, and it's nothing. They're not booing Moyes. They're booing the performance of the players, but it's not. They are booing Moyes because of the performance of the players and that. But they don't mention that. They don't mention it. They just sort of go straight past that and say they're booing. The fans are booing the players.
I know this is going to irritate John, but I am sorry. Can we talk about James Ward-Prowse and his set pieces? Because we brought him in.
I reckon even John agrees with you now.
We brought him in as a specialist. But we brought him in as a specialist, right? Because he's an average as fuck central midfielder, let's face it. As a footballer, he does a job, kind of, but he's a weak central midfielder. We brought him in for his set pieces. I'm sorry, the commentators are still going to be saying one more to equal David Beckham's record, this time in 3 fucking years, aren't they? They are.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated. The one that really annoyed me, do you remember the foul that Kudus won?
Yeah, and he wanted to take it.
He wanted to take it. He can take a free kick as well. And Ward-Prowse is like, no. I practice every day after training. These are mine. And he's fucking, do you know what I mean? He's a fucking...
Why has he promised me?
Andy Miles has got making a really interesting point there about him being a bit of a head teacher, because the team that he used to play for in Scotland, whose name escapes me, his dad used to run it. And apparently he was a right fucking hard nut. This ain't some little friendly old man. This is a bloke who used to run that place with a rod of iron, right? I reckon he's running West Ham and every club he's been to in exactly the same way, in the mould of his old man, right? Yeah.
JWP is just like the manager's son on a Sunday.
Blatantly, he is. Yeah. Well, it's got to work. He's desperate. I think he'll feel it could be on game. He's done it once. I think we've done it a few times, right? Where I think, how many times has that connection worked? James Ward-Prowse from a corner to Souček. Has it been once or twice?
Once or twice. Don't know.
Once or twice, but both times it's been at the end of games, right? End of games where we've had to recover from a situation created through the fact that we've had those two fuckers in central midfield that are basically like ghosts in central midfield.
Yeah, I think John's point here, we say Kudus has been Moyes. Well, he has. He definitely ain't shit, John. I wouldn't say that. Kudus, he's borderline world class if given the right manager. I think JWP is a very limited footballer.
He's limited, John.
I think he tries hard. He always gives it his all, but I just don't think he's got much about him other than in that. I think the best position he's played is that like number 10, pressing from the front. I quite enjoyed him in that role. I ain't enjoyed him in any other role.
I will say this, and I will agree with John for like a little bit here, because when it's the same as when Kudus first come, when Ward-Prowse first come, he was.
It is a fair point.
He had a lot of assists. His crossing and that was better, but I genuinely do believe he's also been moist because he's asked to sit back.
I think so.
He fucks players up. He fucks players up.
I think he's been moist as well.
I've been moist. I feel like I've been moist.
In fact, if you watch Ward-Prowse, if you watch Ward-Prowse when he's playing, like the other day, he didn't know what position he should be playing in. That's what he looked like to me. He was on the left 1 minute. He was in the middle another. He was all over the place. I think he's putting him in roles that he doesn't know how to play. So yeah, to that extent, I think he has been moist. Yeah.
And can I just say, Hammer of the Year, I put this on Twitter earlier on. If Areola don't win Hammer of the Year this year, it's a fucking travesty.
He's the one who's touched the ball the most, for fuck's sake.
Areola has to get. He has to get that. I'm just going to set up the player ratings. We're going to zip through them, then I'll open the phone lines.
Say you owned a car showroom full of like hypercars, sports cars, like Lamborghinis and fucking everything else, right? And the guy that you get in to clean it keeps cleaning your cars with paint stripper and making them worth less, right? That is David Moyes. He's the guy holding the chamois leather with a paint stripper, right? He's making every fucking car worth less than it was when we bought it in the first place.
I know.
I agree with that. Emerson also is a shout out for Hammer of the Year.
Although he was, but it shows.
Without Paqueta, he's looking
without
a bit.
Paqueta, he ain't the same player.
No, he ain't.
Are
But
you all
Ariola-
starting,
we ain't the same team.
are you all starting to feel a little bit sorry for the donkey and Moyes? You know, we know the donkey spoken out. He's not happy being placed on Moyes' head all the
I
time.
feel
I'll get
fucking
that.
sorry for myself.
I heard that. He
but
tweeted
I'm
earlier,
bad,
didn't
I'm
he?
the donkey.
I get that. You know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, mate, you're there for a reason. You know, you're part of the team, and it's just, you know, you've got to do
You
what
and
you've
your
got to do.
brothers.
Yeah.
Are we doing play ratings?
Yeah, I'm just setting it up now.
Yeah. Oh, when you?
That's going to be hard as
Oh,
well. That's
Zuma.
gonna be as
Kurt
hard as
Zuma.
as the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it a good go.
Kurt Zuma's
So
knees
what
gone.
was the subs the other day? Soucek. Who else? Cornet.
Johnson,
Cornet.
Ings,
Cornet.
Cornet.
All right.
Fellaini.
Oh, yeah, Ings come on like in the 93rd minute, did he, or something like that?
He did.
But
3
He
minutes
was
to go.
laughing. He was
Buzzing,
laughing when he was coming
Yeah.
on.
I'll tell you, I've got to be honest, right? I do kind of accept it now that Aguero does look a bit shit, doesn't he?
He's rubbish. He's
He's so
paid 30
flimsy.
million for him.
I know.
He's
There
so
is reasons
flimsy.
for it.
Yeah.
He's just, I think, oh, fuck, he's shit.
He looked half decent as a left winger. He looked half
actually
decent as a
is.
left winger, didn't he?
When he
because
took
look,
one run, didn't he?
We've been saying it for a while. Look, he has looked shit and that, but we have put a lot of excuses for a good, but he's terrible in the air. I do genuinely believe that he's shocking in the air. Oh fuck!
He got turned like a 10-year-old yesterday, didn't he, by that striker? Literally just rolled him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a great striker's finish.
It was, but you shouldn't be rolled like that.
No, definitely not. But
Is there anything to be said the fact that he's having to play with a fucking disabled partner in
Yeah, definitely. Because Zuma should not be playing, but for some fucking rhyme or reason, David Moyes made him our captain. A bloke with no knees, no cartilage in his knees, made him our fucking captain.
I think James just made a good point there. Shouldn't have loaned out Kira.
Of course not.
I agree. Big time.
But then he wouldn't have got a game.
There.
Ryan, he wouldn't have got minutes either, the same as Cornet. He would have got the Cornet Ings treatment because he was getting it already, right? It hasn't stopped with Cornet and Ings, is it? They're still coming on right at the very end.
thought Soufal had a smashing game, didn't he?
Soufal was fucking rubbish, my God. But the thing is, right,
Kid now.
Kudus, when he was playing well, he was attacking well and defending well. Kudus has completely gone off the boil both ends of the pitch.
Right.
Now.
I'm done. Let's get through these fucking player ratings. Right,
Yeah.
hang on. Let's get them done. Don't want to talk about them
It's
too long.
scary how many players we need to buy in the summer. It really is.
Donkeys.
Right, I'll go down the bottom. Stick mine up.
500 grand a week.
Yeah. It's fucking makes you cry. It does, doesn't it? And do you know what? It's not his fault. It's not the player's fault. It was a shit signing. You know.
Listen, if you're given a chance to get some football ahead of an England tournament and you're a regular in the England squad, you're going to fucking take it, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've said this so many times and I'll keep fucking banging on about it, but what a terrible signing to make in a January transfer window. Terrible.
One position we didn't need to fill, right?
And getting a player in who hasn't played for the best part of 2 fucking years. And mate.
We needed a fucking striker, a left winger, a right back, you name it, we needed it, right? And he'd done nothing.
Well, we're going to get to Phillips. Gary, do Areola. Go on, talk to me.
Areola was fucking nothing short of magnificent yesterday. And you know what? I heard from Chris Miles, who was there, that the team, the players, got a load of abuse at the end, right? Including Areola. And Areola looked around at the crowd and said, "Who, me?" Because someone was having a fucking pop at him. Whoever did that, fucking hell, have a look at yourself. Because that's just wrong. He was outstanding yesterday and stopped us getting spanked.
He actually came out and did a post-match interview, actually.
Yeah. He was fucking outstanding.
Yeah. He's had 3 consecutive West Ham Man of the Match performances in games where we've conceded 11.
Yeah.
We've conceded 11 goals in 3 games, and he's been our Man of the Match in all 3.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that when I heard it. And Chris don't make that shit up, right? I give him an 8. Yeah.
Yeah, most people saying 8s and 9s, yeah.
You know, if Chris says it is true, right? So that's bollocks. Whoever done that, leave him alone.
Right. So Micky, Emerson.
I hate seeing him.
Gary, do you want to throw up the scores when Micky's doing these?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I hate giving him bad scores and that, Emerson, but he just don't look nowhere near the same player without Paqueta or that interaction with a player like him. So Emerson, again, for me, didn't have a good game. I'd say it's hard between a 4 and a 5 for me. But I'll probably go, looking at the chat,
I wouldn't say he was a donkey. He wasn't a donkey.
No, well, if he was, and he was just about, but I'll go below average again. So I'll give him another 5 like I've done for the last couple.
You know what? Successful or not, he always has the intent of getting forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I just think the way we've been playing lately, it just doesn't suit him at all. So
do you know what you need in very, very basic terms in football if you're a passing team? Do you know what you need? You need triangles. So look at the triangles that you've got on the pitch there. They're not great. They're not.
No.
They're physically not. There's too many. I know Souček came out. That has helped. Souček's massively helped because he was a fucking hindrance. But Zuma's not a passer. Aguero, I mean, if I see him play one more of them fucking aimless crossfield passes, I know it's under instruction. I know it is. But sometimes these players have got to think for themselves. Fucking hell, they have. Don't just aim it to no one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're so scared of doing anything different, Nick.
I know.
Go on, Mickey, over to you.
Right, no, this is Ryan. Ryan's got, go on, you got a good one. You got Aguero.
Well, I don't rate him. But as you just said, as we just said, like the crossfield passing and like that's what he's being told to do. But as a defender, that goal that we conceded in the first half, it just wasn't good enough from a centre back. He needs to be stronger. For me, I'd probably drop him for Mavropanos now. But for yesterday, I'd go 5.
5. Well, for Aguero,
yeah.
No donkey.
No donkey.
No donkey for Aguero.
You're not going to donk him.
No pressure.
I see it a bit differently. Because I don't know. I just thought it was a 5. It was below average. I don't think it was quite a donkey.
That's fine. We're going to give it a 5. That's going to cause fucking outrage in the chat. Outrage.
Yeah, people saying don't invite Ryan back.
No.
I'm only joking. No one said that.
No
one said. I'm only joking.
You got to stick to your guns.
No, it's your ratings. It's how you see it, isn't it?
That donkey that was about to go on Aguero's head going, for fuck's sake, I'm going to get Moyes, and I. Right. Kurt Zuma. Do you know what? He's
getting pelters here.
It doesn't matter.
Nick, can I say something about Zuma before you start, right? Earlier on, someone tweeted...
You take Zuma, because I want to say Kufel.
Earlier on, someone tweeted a video on Twitter of prime Zuma, right, when he was playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
He took the ball from his edge of his own box, ran, beat about 4 players. He was really fast, and at the end, he sort of shuffled it. He faded one way, faded the other, and took a shot at goal. If he'd done that now, his fucking knees would fall off, right? I know that when we got him, he should have failed the medical, right? But a certain person insisted that we sign him, right? He's had 2 or 3 major injuries with us where he's been out long term. He was damaged goods when we got him. We never should have got him. And now we're reaping what we fucking sow here, right? Because he's done. He's finished. He's no good in the Premier League anymore. He's no good in football anymore. He was rubbish yesterday. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I'm not blaming him personally. I like him. But all he does now is try to get out of the way, try to not get past, he tries to not receive a pass. When he gets the ball, he tries to fucking larrup it away as quick as he can. Right?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, I would as well, right? And he's the captain. He's the captain of this great team. Now, the other players must know what sort of fucking situation he's in, right?
Yes, I know.
And Dinos is sitting on the bench and he's done nothing wrong, right? Dinos has done nothing wrong. The others have all made mistakes. He's quite a solid player. Go on.
Right, and I'm going to go next, and it made me laugh. I don't know whether anyone saw my post match reaction. I really tried to be calm. I did.
For 2 minutes,
and somebody pointed it out that it's like Nick's been hypnotised, and his trigger word was Sufal. I fucking, because when I start thinking about him and the fact that Ben Johnson was dropped because of him, I know he's been a good servant. I know he has. I know. I get it. I get it, but he is a shit defender. People harp back about. Do you remember when he took Grealish out of the game? No, he fucking didn't. We had Fredericks on the pitch. We had 2 fullbacks on him. He's never once taken a top man out of a game on his own. He is not a good. Don't get me wrong, he can put a cross in, but when you play him, whoever's on that right-hand side, whether it's Bowen, Kudus, they are hamstrung. They have to get back. They have to cover him. He was shit. I've never seen him stop a cross coming in. He don't know. He just got put on his arse. I mean, that one where he went down, it was Nuno Tavares, whatever his name is, where the bloke just walked past him on the edge of the 18-yard box, and then he went down like he'd been. He got touched on the face. He went down in embarrassment. Honestly, he was fucking shit. Absolute shit. I'm sorry. And it's just another fucking Moyes baby. Another one. You got to have a few of them in the fucking team. He might be a leader. I don't know, but is he a leader? We didn't have any leaders on that fucking pitch.
Not
None.
one.
No, one. He's getting a one. He was shit.
As soon as a fast player gets a run on Soufal, he just reverses. He slams it in reverse and reverses all the way into the box. He never times a challenge properly. He knows he's too fucking slow. He's another one that's finished. Both of them are finished.
Do you know what annoys me as well? I know there's like, if in doubt, kick it out, yeah, but there's been a lot of times he can see where players are, but he still just oofs it. Like, to no one and
Mate, he doesn't ever look where players are. He just hoofs the ball down the line because that's what Mr. Moyes tells him to do. Mr. Moyes tells him to just.
He could do it. Yeah. He's got the time for it, but he don't. He just looks up and fucking pelts it out. He pisses me off as well.
He ain't got the football intelligence, right? Mickey, because Gary took Zuma, you can take Alvarez.
I like Alvarez. I still think he was a shining light in that team.
He was good. I thought Alvarez was good.
Yeah, he was. Like, again, he's working double hard. For me, he's trying to cover here, there, and everywhere of mistakes. So again, I liked Alvarez. I think he a lot of his play went unnoticed because we was terrible. But for me, I think he was a bit above average because he needed to be, and that's why
I thought he was very good. Yeah,
I'm going to give him a 7 because I do think he was above average because he needed to be to cover a lot of other people's arses. So. Yeah, I'll give him that 7.
He rarely has a bad game, Alvarez, in my opinion.
He's far and away our best central midfielder. Right, Ryan, you can have money bags. Calvin Phillips.
Off the pace, he made 2 massive errors in his judgment with the tackle, and straight before that, he done the push, which he didn't need to do. But he's been put in a position that he's not fit. He's not ready.
But you have to mark him on his performance in the game. That's the idea of it. I understand what you're saying. Give him a rationale after. What would you say his performance was?
1.
It was bad, wasn't it? Go on, and then go on, and then expand on why you think it's why it's happening.
I watch this show every week, and I should really fucking know the outlay, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give him a 1, and the reason for that is the 2 errors that he made. He looks off the boil. He's not quick. His passing was off, and he's just here to try and get his fitness up. So for me, it was a 1 for the 2 errors that he made to get the sending off, because one was very stupid and childish, and the other one he should have been thinking a lot better as an England international. Like, you shouldn't be going to put that challenge in straight after getting that first yellow card. Stupid.
A player that level shouldn't be losing their head that easily, should they?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Right.
I can't say Andrea. Fucking hell.
I'll take JWP. This is another trigger word for me. Now I am sorry. John's right. John's right. You know, he's been moised. When he first came in, I thought, fuck me, because I didn't want Ward-Prowse. I don't rate him. He's turned into worse than the player that I thought he was going to get, which is saying something. You can say he's industrious, as in he runs about. He covers more kilometres than Mo fucking Farah. He does. His hate map is fucking hotter than my fucking face on a post-match reaction at the moment. He's everywhere. But that is indicative of a player that's chasing play. Souček's got a really good fucking heat map and all. And he touches the ball 3 times. Because you're never in the place that you need to be. You're off the pace. You're chasing the ball. You're weak. To be a central midfielder in the Premier League, I am sorry, you have to have Something. You've got to either be very good defensively, you've got to be able to read the game. If you ain't got the pace to get there, be in the right place at the right time. He isn't. He's always chasing. He just fucking runs. He's like Forrest Gump. And he has got good ability. We know he's got good ability with his right foot, but he never plays a forward pass in open play. He doesn't. It's always sideways. It's always backwards. He hides a lot as well. He does. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him. Whether or not that he can be reutilised when somebody else comes in who plays a different system and he can be used, I don't know, but I don't think so. Because I think to play the type of game that we want to play, which is a high-energy pressing game, yeah, he runs a lot. He ain't got the physicality. He ain't got it. He ain't got it. He's a luxury, and you carry him as a luxury for his specialism. And his specialism ain't that fucking special.
No, it ain't. No, you're right. You're right.
So I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him. I don't know. I'll give him a 4.
You're meant to give the score first,
Yeah,
and then elaborate after.
I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real system to it. I was just bullying you, Ryan. That's all. Sorry.
I'm joking. I'm fucking around.
Yeah. Right, Gary. Have the new Fornals, Caduce.
Yeah, he's being well and truly moised. He's in the process at the moment, deep in the process. Being shoved out on the left is a very good start. Moyes, we know that's where he stores his spare players. It's like the departure lounge. He was awful in front of Emerson yesterday. He didn't read him at all. Emerson didn't read him either, but they were just like, it's like they'd never met. He was shut down by the fullback. He never made any progress down that wing at all. When it got moved around in the second half, I think when Bowen got moved central, didn't he? Yeah, it didn't make any difference, did it? I mean, he was just.
He livened up. He looks better on the right.
Of course he does.
He's not a winger for a start. He's not a winger. He's not.
No. He should be he's a 2-footed player.
He should be in the middle.
Should be played in the centre. Yeah, of course he should. But Moyes definitely doesn't see him as that. He's put him in the winger box, and the winger box is where he will stay under Moyes. Right? He's never going to get a chance to play anywhere else. I never thought it would happen with Caduce. I don't think, truthfully, that he's being moised. I think he's just fucked off with it, and he's not trying very hard. So for that reason as well, I don't blame him. By the way, I'm going to give him I'll give him a 4.
I'll give him a 4. I do think that he's not going to be moised. I think you're right. I think he's got too much about him. You can see straight away through his body language, he's getting too fucked off to be moised. He looks like he's getting pissed off.
He was booked on 8 minutes.
He ain't stopping Moyes from trying to. He ain't stopping Moyes from trying to turn him into a 4-0.
But what'll end up happening is I think you'll start from what I'm seeing of Caduce, you'll probably start seeing a similar sort of attitude to Skamaka and Haller, where he just starts going, do you know what? Fuck this. I want out of here. I think that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see.
Exactly.
You know, I want out.
I think he's got too much quality and too much self-belief to be moised. I think he's just pissed off.
Yeah.
Paqueta went through the same thing. Like he had to. He done the same thing, and then he just turned into like, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want to do. So I'm hoping that Kudos is going to do the same.
Well, if we're reading this right, a lot of players are playing with their head down. A lot of them don't believe in the tactics anymore. They're clearly, I think they're fucked off as well. That they've pushed Pablo. I think Pablo was probably important to the dressing room, to be honest. Yeah. Nice guy, very popular. They've pushed him. They've pushed Benny out the door. Pushed Kerr out the door, who was also quite vocal in the dressing room as well. But spoke good English, didn't he? Yeah. I think they've basically stripped that squad down, and they're probably feeling a little bit pissed off, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment. And that should include Paqueta when he eventually comes back. If I'm Paqueta, though, I ain't going to be rushed back if I'm in that situation, but I think he will be rushed back. I think Paqueta loves playing football so much that he'll want to rush back, and he'll want to play well because he'll want his move to City. But Lucas, mate, you've already proven yourself. You're getting your move to City.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if even Lucas Paqueta can lift this now because the team are flat as fuck. They are. They are.
Right.
There's nowhere to go.
Kudos got a 4.
What's that? Because we mark them individually. So
I need to know. It's different. It's like position and all as well, isn't it? So like, who's done what and where? I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't be surprised if anyone got.
I was watching. We're a counter-attack team, right? I was watching the highlights from Match of the Day last week. Not the highlights, of post-match comments, and they're actually really good, talking about the analysis. and they're saying we're a counter-attack team, but they said, you know, just look at this counter-attack, the way we set up on a counter-attack. Basically, Arsenal had an attack.
It ain't a counter-attack.
Listen a minute. Arsenal, let me land. Arsenal had an attack. The keeper ended up with a ball. Areola.
I just want to get through his player ratings. Good.
He ended up holding the ball, right?
Yeah.
Zuma and Aguerd were behind him, like going, thank God that's over, right? Kudus and Bowen are both sprinting off in different directions. The keeper's still holding the ball.
Yeah, no, but we're not. We're a shit counter-attacking team. We know that. Every now and then we've scored some good goals this year. We should be so much better with the pace and the threat that we've got when Kudus is in it. We should be. Look how threatening they were. Look how threatening Forest were, because the patterns of play. We haven't got patterns of play. It's fucking clueless. It's hoof, run.
I know.
That's all it is. Right, anyway, Mickey, Bowen.
4, Donkey.
He was shit, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get through these players as much as you do. It's torture. So, 4 for Bowen.
And if some of these bad performances is down to hating the fucking manager, well, I forgive you.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely that. I don't even think it's entirely that the players have down tools. I think confidence has a massive part to playing football. I don't think any professional footballer goes out onto the pitch and wants to lose. I just feel like they're going out there not believing they can win now because they don't believe in this fucking manager anymore. Confidence has been stripped away from them. You can see it now, even with the likes of Bowen and Kudus. They don't look as sharp. They're not getting shots away quickly anymore. They're lacking confidence now.
Because the ball to them is so late, Nick. The ball to them is so late that they're always getting shut down. They've got to beat a man before they get anywhere. They don't get that head start on anyone, do they?
No. Did you see that one strike that Bowen had? It was just so fluffy. Like there was nothing about it behind it. There's nothing put behind it at all. No. It wasn't a Bowen shot, if you like.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was just absolute wank. That was right. Ryan, Antonio. Mickey. 3. He was poor, wasn't he? Bless him.
And it's a shame because we was all looking forward to having him back, which is
he's been rushed back. He's been rushed back.
Yeah, he needs to save his thing. I think he looked better when he pushed out onto the left.
Yeah,
clearly unfit.
And I'll tell you what, I am going to change my Aguerd one, mate. I've got to.
Why?
All right. It's going to be a 3. I was being very generous, but it should have been a 3. I was being very generous, and he shouldn't be less. He should definitely be less than Kudus anyway.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you're all bullies in the chat, bullying Ryan. He's out of order.
No, I can admit when I'm wrong. I can take accountability.
Right, so I think I know where you are though, Ryan. You're not at the stage where you want to have a go at the fucking players, because I think, like me, you feel sorry for these players, didn't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it stems.
None of us are having a go at the players.
Not that we've got to judge them on a game basis, like you said with the Phillips score. You know, at the end of the day, we know he's a good player. We know he's trying to get up the speed, but to rate him on that performance is what we're doing. So it's not really having a go at the players. It's just how they are at the moment. Wait until we get on the fucking Moyes, then we really see why.
I know. Right. I'm going to make all these non-applicable because they are non-applicable. Right, Gary, go on. You can have Sullivan.
Oh, I mean, what a shit show this geezer's put together this season. I mean, fucking hell, he's pissed around with his mates in the media, tried to manipulate the narrative. It's all backfired on, little fucker. He thinks that it's going to come good, and, you know, I was right last year, so I'll be right this year. Also, remember, mate, you didn't only stick by him last year, you stuck by Avram Grant and got us fucking relegated all those years ago, didn't you, you tit? So, lightning don't strike twice. Look at those teams in that Europa League. If you know anything about football, which you don't, you'll know that we ain't winning that fucking tournament. First hard task that we've got, we're out, right? You're a horrible, manipulative little shit who can't keep your fucking hands out of, you know, you've set this system up. You've almost alienated the best thing about this club in Tim Stuyton, right? I despise that guy. I mean, literally, he can rescue the situation by getting rid of him and making a few decent decisions, like putting Stuyton in charge. He can remedy it. It's in his own hands. But as it stands at the moment, this week especially, Sullivan, I don't know, he's got to get a minus something, isn't he?
He's just a fucking. I can't stand him.
Well, What can you do? What can you do? Just go 0.
Take it you're talking about me there, Matt.
Can't stand him. But
useless owner. Prove you're not.
Ryan, go on, mate. We'll let you go first on Mr. Moyes. What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on his magnificent recovery from that 6-0 hammering by Arsenal?
I can't stand watching him. Every time the camera pans to him on the TV, he just frustrates me because there's no urgency with him whatsoever.
No.
And that goes to the game yesterday. His substitutions again, they were too late. I know that he was trying to get them on a bit earlier, but for me, he's a 0. He's minus if I could, because he didn't get the performance out of them group of players that we should have got after that Arsenal fucking drubbing.
There was no reaction, was there? No reaction.
There's no reaction. No, and not only is the players that didn't give us a reaction, the manager didn't give us a reaction from putting them players out. So
goes a bad reaction.
It's a minus if I could.
You can.
I'm learning this player ratings
thing. You can. It's just like with Sullivan, I don't know what minus what to give him. Minus 1,000, minus 100,000. You know what I mean? It's difficult to quantify.
Well, just think of the size of the bubble and the size of the numbers. There's only so many numbers that you can fit in there. So so we can only go single digits.
What's the max?
I think he's. I've exhausted talking about David Moyes. I've said before, right, I often defend myself by saying it's not the man that I hate. It's the football. It's the football style. It was the football style. I now hate the man as well. I'm going to be honest. I can't fucking stand him. The more I listen to him in his press conferences, he is a horrible, narcissistic prick. What he said in that press conference and his face, the stern look on his face, the arrogance with which he said that and he delivered that, then I'm sorry, that was worse. Worse than the Sam Allardyce ear cupping as far as I'm concerned. He's a piece of shit. I can't stand him. He's you know what? Him and Sullivan, they're like two peas in a pod. And we're stuck in this fucking purgatory. This fucking, we're being spit roasted by fucking Sullivan and Moyes in this, it's like a purgatory from hell. We're in a wanker sandwich. That's what we're all stuck in. It's got to stop. I fucking hate him. I want it to end.
It's the longest porn video he's ever made. Because we are all getting fucked regularly.
Yeah, we are.
It's bad. It's bad. I don't understand the people who hated Allardyce and his football, but like Moyes, and they're happy to stick by him. What's the difference? I mean, if anything, Allardyce's football was better than this shit. Give Allardyce these players, see what he would have done with them. He
didn't have these tools.
Created a team with these players like he did with the one up at Bolton with JJ Okocha and all those decent flair players he had. He never got the backing of David Moyes.
Listen, 500 million spent, right? When you look at the players, when Moyes came in, he had the likes of, he had a Noble who weren't finished yet. He was still a very usable player. He had Declan Rice. We had a young Lanzini. We had a young sprightly Fornells. We had all these players. He is slowly but surely whittled the fucking flair out of these players. We used to have Yarmolenko on the fucking bench. I know he wasn't a world beater, but he was a fucking player that could do something. We used to have sprinklings of magic all over that squad. We used to have fucking Haller that was there as well. He's a bit shit, isn't he, Haller? All of these players that we had, and we spent all of this money. The squad's now smaller, it's older, and it's shitter. We have got some good players, we have. But I am sorry, you look at that fucking graphic, right? Soufal, in the bin. Zuma, in the bin. I'm not going to put Aguero in the bin because I'm going to give him a chance with a new manager. I do think there's a player there. I know he's making mistakes. Alvarez, yes. Ward-Prowse, no, I don't think he's going to fit. He won't be here. Kudus is great. Bowen's great. Antonio's got to be in the bin, unfortunately. Souček in the bin. Cornet in the bin. Johnson will leave at the end of the season because he will. He ain't signed his contract yet. They still haven't got him to sign a contract. Why would he? He can't get a game in front of Vladimir fucking Soufal. So he ain't going to stay here. So we're going to have this reduced fucking squad at the end of the season. We sold a 28-year-old Pablo Fornells for fucking 7 million. He's in the prime of his career. And he was looking shit for us. But this is what David Moyes does. He's a mass depreciator. The longer he's here, people say they want him to stick with Moyes because they don't want to pay him off 1.5 million. Every time we drop a space in the Premier League, it's 3 million. Every time, the longer Kudus is here. When he first came in, off the back of a hat-trick for Ajax, and squeezing his way into the team because he was brilliant whenever he came on. That's been fucking whacked out of him. We was thinking Caduce's going to be a 70 to 80 million pound player. Tell you what, end of this season, he's going to be a 30 million pound player. He's going to look average as fuck. I think he will. He ain't getting the best out of anyone. This football is primitive. It's shit. I'm sick of it. And the bloke who's running this show, it's all on him. He's fucking useless. He is clueless. Even if you haven't got an emotional connection with West Ham and you're only in it for the money, that makes you even more of a dick. I'm sorry, it does. Because it doesn't make business sense.
You know the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons is you get fired. I mean, there are several, right? Football style, not playing kids, etc., right? But probably put that back up. The very biggest reason, put it back up quickly.
Why?
Put it back up quickly, right?
I didn't have mum always say that's fucking out of order.
I just want to say something.
God.
What you saw on that screen just now, that is, believe it or not, apart from Lucas Paqueta, that is our entire senior first team squad. There.
Oh, you got Danny Ings, don't forget.
Well, Danny Ings came on. You ain't put him on here, right?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But Danny Ings was on the pitch yesterday. We had our entire first team playing squad, apart from Paqueta, on the pitch yesterday.
And one of them
Didn't
alone player.
have Ogbonna.
One of them's alone, yeah.
Yeah.
Bonner's gone at the end of the year. He's a bit part player, right?
No, look, this is shit. You know, we know that Bowen signed a 7-year deal. We know that I don't know whether it's because he ain't recovered from the injury or the fact that it's been publicised now that we've rejected a £50 million bid for him. Nobody knows who from, but apparently it has been clarified. Sean Whetstone said somebody submitted a £50 million bid for Bowen. We said no. He ain't been looking great lately. I don't know. I don't know because a lot of people are saying because of Danny Dyer, he's going to commit his future to us. I'm sure he would do if he was in a club that showed some ambition. But I'm sorry, he must be thinking to himself, "What did I sign that contract for? Why?"
Well, you can only hope and pray that there's a bigger picture that we don't know about here that's got him to sign that.
But I don't think you get to burn a season like this of a player's career.
You shouldn't. But it's not the first time we've done this really under Moyes. For me, go and talk about Moyes. I told you on the chat. I had a discussion with a Spurs fan, and he was asking me. He's telling me it's a bit out of order. You West Ham fans saying that you hate Moyes and everything.
Oh,
that's rich, isn't it? After every fucking.
No, but then I keep on saying, just look at the pre and post match interviews and that. He's a gaslighting, fucking fan hating prick of a geezer. Like he's an horrible, toxic man.
He really
needs
is.
To go because, and he was going to me, how is he toxic then? I said, well, the biggest thing to see is look at the fan divide. Already, just like an Harry has been. I said, but this ain't a knee-jerk reaction. This has been two years basically, and it's just how long have we been saying it? This channel's been going for ages and ages, saying about the same shit that now other channels are starting to see. Do you know what I mean? It's just
mate. I never wanted him in, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt up to January. I thought, we got the top 6. I enjoyed the lockdown season. The first part of the next season, we was all right. We was doing good in the part of that season, but when I flipped. The reset for me was January 2022. I've been Moyes out since then.
Yeah, I think me and you were the same time. It was at Everton game.
I've been Moyes out ever since he done that press conference. Do you remember where he sat there and he took full responsibility? They was trying to get him to spend money. He went, no. And then he came out in the diary of a CEO who admits this. This is after the event. He comes out and he says, yeah, during that window I was offered, Julian Alvarez from the one who Man City had bought for 15 million. But I said, no, we've got Mickey. That worked well, didn't it?
That's what I'm saying. He's a gaslighting prick. And
he's stupid. He's thick.
I think baffles me. It baffles me.
I can't personally, mate, I think he's thick as fucking mince. I do. I think he's thick as shit. Because when you look at the way that Gary, when you do your, the West Ham press conferences, they spoon feed him questions because he can't cope with being asked on the spot questions. He can't. He blows up. You can see he gets agitated. You can see the type of bloke he is.
He's got his own journo. He's got his own journo at the club. Follows him around.
Yeah. Like you
said, how dare you question me?
Calls him boss.
Do you know what I mean? You might have had managers who are more entertaining, but you don't have them that win more than me. Fuck off, you egotistical prick.
So up himself. It fucking hurts. I just look. We've got to be put out of our misery soon. This cannot go on. It cannot go on.
It's so, but it's almost like like Charlie
rate
said.
the screen off, Nick.
but like Charlie said, he said yesterday on the show, he said he's losing his love of football. He said Moyes is literally killing his love of football. He said he used to get home from he'd watch all football, Championship, everything. He said I haven't watched anything at all. This year, nothing. He said I can't even breathe. He said I can just about. He said I think because obviously it's a big social thing for him. It's what he's always done. He goes to every game. He hasn't missed a European game. You know, he goes to all the away games, the home games. But he said I don't enjoy the football. He said I don't look forward to it. And he's rarely surprised. You know, and the games that we have. I mean, they look great away days. I loved it when I went Arsenal away. It was a brilliant thing to beat Arsenal. It always is. But fucking hell, I mean, that was just a precursor to us getting our pants pulled down, wasn't it? Let's face it.
It really was. Yeah, they took their revenge on us big time, didn't they?
Yeah. It was. We just pissed them off.
You can't lose by the margins that we've been losing, and still be in charge. It just doesn't make sense. Like 5-0, 4-1s, like 6-0. How can you not be fucking held accountable for that?
Because they fall for him.
You're looking at it wrong, Ryan. You're looking at it wrong. It's a blip.
Mate, they fall for his stories.
But the contradictions.
My eyes
right?
widen then.
But the contradictions in everything that he says, right? Like even down to where he came out and he said, you know, we were Forest 3 years ago fighting relegation. Yeah. Dave. We were Forest last fucking season with Declan Rice and Lucas Paqueta in the team fighting relegation, mate.
That's right.
And people say this guy's safe. He said, "What are you off your fucking heads? How is he safe? Think how bad we are without Paqueta." And now look, Kudus is a great player. We were saying he's borderline world class. We ain't going to be able to get another Paqueta and a Rice in a window. Not every time. Not unless he's very lucky.
That's right.
And without a player whose coattails he can ride, which he did with Declan Rice early on, and now he's doing with Lucas Paqueta, he's fucked. Normal service has been resumed, and I do think there's something in that. Do you know? And I must admit, I'm not going to take credit for that. It was on Twitter. I can't think of the guy that said it. He put it in the comments, and it's something that I hadn't considered. He said when David Moyes first came in, the tail end of the Pellegrini season was shit. If you remember, they couldn't get his he didn't do any better than Pellegrini did in the first part of the season, and he had a transfer window. It was awful football. And then what they did was they called the cavalry in. We had like all the old ex-fucking England coaches called in. Irvine, Nevin, Pearce.
Yeah, that's right.
They called everyone in. It was a team of about fucking 5 of them. And then they all started dropping off one by one. And we've got worse. Also, he was working with somebody else's squad. There was loads of flair in that team that resentfully he could call on that could dig him out the shit. Well, he's flushed all that out. Now, because I'm not being funny, if you got Lanzini there, right? You got Lanzini. People criticise Lanzini. I'm fucking not having that. If you got Lanzini in the right team, he's a type of player that can link up play. So if you want to free someone up, if you haven't got Lucas Paqueta and you want a player in the 10, and you just say to him, you've got a base of Alvarez, you've got a base of Phillips, don't worry about defending, just show in the space, link up play, turn the ball over, put through balls through. Lanzini's fucking magic, and he can carry the ball, and he can strike it, and he has got that sort of fairy dust that we lack now. Why would you? But again, I know Lanzini wanted to go, but why did he want to go? He wanted to go because he had to sit there with Fornells on the bench last season watching Souček play shit week after week after week and not get a fucking sniff of minutes.
Yeah, because he wasn't a player that Moyes brought in, so he never really took to him. Same with all the others, and we know that's true about Ben Rama, right? We know that's true about Ben Rama.
Yeah, I know. What's true about Ben Rama?
He didn't bring him in.
Oh no, we know that. Yeah, no, I know. But yeah,
Flynn-Downs,
I don't know. Yeah, Flynn Downs is another one. But I'll tell you what, right? Tell me now that Flynn Downs couldn't do a better job than what this version of Calvin Phillips is doing.
Of course he could. He's twice the player.
Hey,
like in his current iteration where he's off the boil, he can't. Yeah. You know, surely Flynn Downs could do a better job at the moment.
Cue someone in the chat saying Flynn Downs ain't up to it. It happens every time.
Yeah,
I've got a couple of Southampton players in my team on a Sunday, and they love him. They rave about him every week. Every week I ask them, "How's he getting on?" Yeah, mustard. So
of course they do, because he gives it a go. And we've been crying out for that, but he won't fucking have that, will he? He'd rather keep playing the shit fuck Suchek and then go and buy or go and get Phillips for that sort of money, but he wouldn't try, which we were crying out for.
Well,
That should have been. That
he's
should
got
have
pedigree,
been.
Mick. He's got
That should have
pedigree.
been the backup. Yeah, the pedigree. Yeah, that should have been the backup to Alvarez. That should have been his backup, if you like. So we didn't need it. We didn't need Phillips. We don't. It's Moyes fucking giving it over him. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Moyes is winding me up.
I know. Right, before we go on to the phone calls, if you want Moyes out, smash the like button. All right. So, yeah, smash the like button.
Subscribe.
And subscribe, please. What we've done as well this week, it's a new thing that I'm doing. So much nicer in the chat. I basically made it, so I'm sorry if there's any new people in. We do this for a reason. We get fucking, especially, I've done it because of the Arsenal game. So people just jump onto live shows and they bombard the live chat, and it becomes a horrible, horrible place compared to what you're seeing now. So what we're doing is now we're making it so you've got to be a subscriber for at least a day before this show's run to actually participate in that. In that chat. That's
to be fair, it's been brilliant last 2 weeks. The chat has been brilliant.
It's been really good.
Yeah, it has been, and it's been right flowing. It's really hard to sort of keep on top of it, but it has been. But can we just also say that we know that when the phone calls out, when we get a lot of comments saying, "How can we call in? How can we phone up?" But there's so many like callers to take. So what we've been doing, or what we're doing, is we do a midweek waffle, and the people who do want to make a voice note or something, put it into Nick, and then we'll try and play him on the Wednesday.
We're gonna do another one on Wednesday as well. So we'll have a spillover show. So Gary from Romford, how are you?
Hello, Nick. How are you?
I'm much better today, actually. I'm much better today. I am. I'm all right.
Hello, Gal. Hello, Mickey. Hello, Tingy.
Hello, Gary. You're right.
Hello, mate.
You're right, Gary.
Nice to speak to you, mate. Watch your shows every week as well. Listen, what is it with our club? Is it just DNA at West Ham that we always fuck up? Whatever, no matter how well we're doing, we always eventually the club always goes backwards. I'll tell you a quick story, right? You all remember your first ever game at West Ham, probably.
Yeah.
Well, two of my uncles got me into football, Brian and Colin. Brian, we went to semi-final, 75 against Ipswich, we won. Stamford Bridge, he went to cup finals against Fulham, we won. Colin took me the first ever game. Beginning of the season, at Upton Park, beat Burnley 5-0 on Monday night. First, second, third game of the season, we was top of the league. Walked out the stadium with him. I said to my uncle, "Oh, great." He said, "Don't worry, it won't be there very long." Years later, I see him. I said, "You don't go anymore, do you?" He said, "Oh, they've been over for years." I said, "Why don't you go?" He said, "The club's never had any vision, and it never will have." He said, "Why should I bother?" And it's always stuck in my head, that, you know. And like now, where we go, we had this cycle, we had a couple of good years on the Moors. It's all gone terribly wrong. The whole season's just falling apart in front of us. Every week we're dropping a place. Now we've got Newcastle United right have overtaken us. Chelsea will be next. And it's such a promising season, it's just gone wrong. And, you know, even the most pro-Moyes fan, he's got himself to blame for this because he's such a stubborn bastard. You know, I said to you last week on the show, apart from the left-sided midfield and the striker, another big problem that's suddenly come up is the centre-backs. We need a total restructure in the season. Now, the thing is, right, in December, we had that really good run. We kept 4 clean sheets. Arsenal, Man United, Wolves, Tottenham, and Man United. I think 4 games in a row, we kept 4 clean sheets. I know that, Arsenal.
Yeah.
The centre-backs for that game was Mavropanos and Bonner. Right?
Not seen it since, have we?
Never played together again since.
Now, last week, I know with Aguerd, I know, Nick, you think he might be better in a team that doesn't have a low block, which you may be right.
I'd like
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing him off until someone else comes in.
He's been a liability this season. Every week there's a mistake in him.
Yeah.
And him and Zuma can't play together. Now, look, we're blokes that we watch the game. Now, I can see this. I'm telling you this now. Now, last week they were getting a mucked up. They mucked up again yesterday. So why don't you look at this Mavropanos and Bonner and put them back in there for a couple of games? Because Bonner is a leader and he play a low block. He's perfect for it. Mavropanos can play on the right, Bonner on the left. He's dropped Johnson and put Cavell back in there. It's, you know, what is he looking at every week? I just don't get it.
He ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. He resisted playing Dinos until the very last minute. He left him out for ages and only brought him in because of injury, right? If you remember. Yeah. Now, every time the first choice two, who will always be Zuma and Aguerd, they're never going to be another two because he's made Zuma the captain, so he's not going to drop him no matter how bad he gets.
No.
Aguerd is his main man. They are his first two, Gary, and he ain't going to drop them no matter what they fucking do wrong.
I just can't get my head around when you can get 4 clean sheets in December. And you know that's the pairing. Why don't you just try it for one game?
Dinos has done nothing wrong, Gary. He's done nothing wrong, really. He made a couple of fuck-ups, but look at the fuck-ups Aguerd's made.
But what it is, I mean, because going back to the ambition, and look, it does all tie in. But what doesn't tie in, and this is very different, because where West Ham are different now, is there's parts of what this ownership have done which has been ambitious. The money they've pumped in, some of the players that we've got hold of. We are, when you look at it, we've spent the 8th most money in the Premier League in terms of purchases. Even on net spend, we're 8th, by the way, because a lot of people say, well, net spend, you're not. We're 8th in the net spend table as well in the Premier League, all right? The other thing, we've got the 7th highest wage bill. So in terms of ambition, you kind of tie that to the financing of it. And it's not, I don't think it's a lack of ambition. I think it's just a lack of direction and knowing what they're doing. I do kind of feel like Sullivan just makes it up as he goes along. I think he does.
Yeah,
he does.
Sullivan's a billionaire. He don't become a billionaire by being an idiot. And
I think he fucking is.
The bit I don't get with West Ham is, I mean, it's like this left-sided problem. We've had it for 2 or 3 years now. We've had this left-sided problem. I mean, when Cat comes back, if he comes back next week, I was thinking about this today, you can't have Kudus on the left. He's not effective. You've got to play Kudus in the 10, like Nick says, or you play him on the right. You can't play him on the right because Bowen's there. So put Kudus behind Antonio in the 10, Bowen on the right, Paqueta on the left, then you've got Alvarez and Ward-Prowse. Or put Paqueta in alongside Alvarez, but then you've still got the same problem on the left unless you bring Cornet in. So not buying this left-sided player has created this whole problem of imbalance in the team. If we've got a left-sided player in last month, it'd all fall into place.
Do you know why we didn't get a left-sided player in?
He wouldn't have played the left-sided player.
He wouldn't have played him because the whole part of David Moyes' thinking and his planning would have been around. I'm telling you, when we saw that experiment of playing James Ward-Prowse out on the left, this was part of David Moyes' thinking when we got him, was playing as many central midfielders in that team as possible. It was only then when he did it that he realised it didn't work. We're like, fuck, it doesn't work. But what I was going to say is, with regards to Moyes,
welcome aboard.
Well, welcome aboard, Bill. With regards to Moyes, how long do you kind of do you give it? Because us trying to sort of what you're talking about there. Why doesn't he try this? Why doesn't he try that? Look, he ain't going to. The guy isn't going to try anything different. You can sit there putting ideas out there all you want, and they're all valid. They're all everything that you're saying is valid. Using these players in different positions, but you're talking about a guy that's earning $5 million a year to coach a football team, and I'm pretty certain that he sets a tactic at the start of the season, and that's a tactic for the fucking season, and he'll just change things around. He'll change things around as he needs to.
Maybe the problem is when we had Pierce there, Irvin, the other lads, I forget the guy's name now. Maybe then he had a bit more of a counsel. We could people say, "Baby, look, Dave, this is not working." Now he's got this all these people are gone, and obviously part of his success was built around them. We know that now. So really now, I mean, Moyes is, I don't know what he hopes to achieve by keep doing the same thing and not trying something. He must see the fact that Bonner and Magapanos kept them 4 clean sheets. He must know that.
Gary, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's got one thing on his mind this year. Of course we've got a problem. He's got a problem. Hopefully he'll be sacked soon. But he had. I'm telling you now, Gary, what this was all about this year for him, it was personal. His objective was to take Stighton down and prove him to be unfamiliar with the Premier League and useless, and prove all these players that come in as shit, which is why he tried to not use Kudus for ages until Antonio got injured. Remember, right? 10 games it took him to get into the team, Kudus. 10 games, right? And then and he didn't. Every time he come off the bench, he did something, right? So he could not use him. Alvarez, as soon as he put him on the pitch, you could see the quality. So not even he could deny it. Dinos, No chance. No chance.
No,
Right?
no.
He's trying to fucking prove him wrong. And he wanted to go Max Moyes ball by signing those 2 old fucking cart horses from Man United. Imagine taking out Kudus and Alvarez and putting McTominay and fucking Harry Maguire.
But Gary, people talk about it. I'm still seeing it on Facebook now. The mistake that we made was not signing Maguire. Well, I'm sorry. Did you not see the mistake he made?
That's come from one fucking genius, one self-appointed genius,
but
isn't it?
I say, Ryan, just very quickly, mate, talking about this taking counsel, he does have very skilled members of staff now, Heitinger. But Ryan, do you think that he's a type of guy that would listen to somebody that he considers isn't as senior as him? So Heitinger obviously isn't. He's an ex-player. He's got a lot of knowledge, I reckon. You know, he's been through the Ajax Academy and everything else. But because of Irvine, Pearce, and all that, he ain't going to listen to Heitinger, Ryan, is he?
No, he's too. He would deem him too young, and he would see youth as inexperience. And I think that he wouldn't listen to him for them reasons, even though that football has moved on. We've elaborated on this before. And the thing is with Heitinger, he brings that youth and the new style of football into what Moyes could use, but he's not using it. And it's the same as what you're saying about with the money. We've spent 500 million, but we've given it to the wrong fucking person.
Yeah.
It was the wrong generation to give the money to.
I mean, Kiggy, Stuyden's the best thing that's happened to this club for years. You know, and you think the players he gets in for the money he pays. With Moyes, he wants Premier League players, and you pay the top premium for them. Look at Kudus, what we got him for, what he's worth now. You know, and but I think also Moyes has missed the trick, you know, with Aguerd. He ain't a centre-back, like Micky said earlier. He can't hit the ball. He's no good in the air, which is ridiculous. It'd been better off putting Aguerd left-back, because he is quick, and he can pass the ball, and he can tackle. Pull him on the left-back, and they could have put Emerson further forward while Paquette was out to stop the midfield, you know, the left-sided problem. Emerson would have been further forward. Aguerd could have gone left-back. You could play the Bonner alongside Mavropanos. That's what he could have done, but he didn't.
I agree with that.
Aguerd being left-back.
I think Emerson could play more forward, and putting Aguerd there could be an option. But the thing is, with options, he doesn't see what we see, Gal. So it's unfortunate because we're not the ones getting paid $5 million a fucking year for the privilege of it. You know, this
is what I don't get. I don't get that. How can so many fans? I'm not even talking about tactics. All right, look, he's a professional manager. Look, I'm not saying that we know more than him, but he does so many things. Now, when you've got a situation where virtually every football fan unanimously will go, Souček's got to come out. He's shit, Dave. Right? And do you know what? We're right. We're not wrong. Souček is shit. He's got to come out. What is most worrying about that is that David Moyes refuses to see that. And that is... Although
he did drop him yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, but he had to change something. That was
brought him on, though, Gary. Brought him on.
What I'm saying, yeah.
He's never not played a part.
The top six would not put up with this run as long as this. You know, with their European place threatened. It wouldn't have put up. We was like, early in December... top four wasn't out of the question. Top five, top six certainly was definitely on at the time. And it's just gone to pieces. You know, I just can't believe it. But this is West Ham. I've been watching. Gary, you were saying, you've seen it for years. Look at John Lyle. 86, we nearly won the league. We were 1 win away, 3 points to win the title that year. Now, any other club next season would have gone on, invested and pushed on. Not West Ham. Nearly got
they did an asset strip. They started selling their best players. Right? That's exactly what they did.
Changed.
But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to try and keep the phone calls a bit sharper tonight. So we're going to try and roll on to a few calls, give people a chance to call in. But I want to give everyone their opportunity, if you want to do it, to speak to David Sullivan if you want, because we have been told, you know, we've been told that this channel is monitored and watched. I'm not saying that Sullivan would be sitting there watching it directly, although apparently he's a bit of a lurker. So I've been told he does keep his eye out on a lot of channels and social media forums and stuff like that. So imagine you're talking to Sullivan. What would you like to say to him?
Well, I'd like to say to Sullivan now, if he's listening, you're a businessman, you're a billionaire, so you're not an idiot. Whatever we think, you're not an idiot, right? You don't get that much money by being an idiot. You obviously, the ultimate thing is to get the Champions League, right? That's where the money is. 2 seasons ago, we was on the verge of it. We got the semi-final of the Europa League. Top 4 we was going for. We didn't buy a single player. I could never forgive him for that.
Yeah.
And he's done it again this season. Why? Do you not want Champions League football? That's what you promised West Ham when you left Upton Park. World-class stadium for a world-class team with Champions League football. You had it in your hands twice now, and you've let it slip both times. Why have you done that?
No,
That's my
well
question
said.
for
Well
him.
said.
Mate, no, absolutely, and he does. It does feel like he shits himself. I mean, look, there are theories to it. I think some people have said that once you go to that very next level, then you're in a fucking another realm in terms of having to pay ridiculous money for players and stuff like that. So maybe what he does is maybe I don't know. Is it intentional to wind it back? Because Mickey, do you think? Do you know? People say it was taken out of context what he said in the pre-match press conference where he said, "I've only got to get 5 out of the next 14." It wasn't. He meant 5 out of 14 will be in a good place. So
Of course he does.
so that was his bar. I think that's the bar that's been agreed with the club, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that he spewed that same narrative to Sullivan, and I think Sullivan's buying it.
Yeah,
I don't. I just for the life of me, I can't understand why he's still here. So he's as much as he's gaslighting us, I think he's gaslighting Sullivan, and Sullivan's right eating into it and believing everything he's saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So when he's saying at a press conference about the manager, West Ham ain't had it this good, ever had it this good before and all that, he's not only just talking to the media, he's talking to Sullivan now.
You're right.
In my eyes. And he's saying, and Sullivan's thinking, yeah, he's just got a point here. I can't be going to sack it. I can't be going to sack it. And all these fucking things. So yeah, he's definitely, he genuinely believes it. I do. And he's talking this shit for people who's going to listen to it.
Yeah, I agree. Sullivan's sitting at home going, "Ain't the only thing I'm eating."
Yeah, I know, but listen, right? Listen, let's be, let's make the messages. I mean, what would you seriously? I'd want to have a right go at Sullivan, but let's not have a go.
We do yours, but that's
what I'm saying. Let me finish. Let me land. What I'm saying is, let's use the opportunity to just give him a proper message out to Sullivan. Ask him questions, Sullivan. Right?
No. People can say what they want. People can say what they want. Yeah.
Oh, you want.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway, Gary, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for the call.
One last thing, Gary.
One last
thing, Gary.
Go on.
I've got a friend of mine who watches the show every week.
Yes.
His name's Len.
Hello, Len.
We're calling. And he's watching tonight.
Yeah.
He wants to call in. So I said to him, look, I'll give your number up. So if he calls in, hopefully you get him on. And he's never been on before, but I know he wants to. So if you're listening, Len,
call in.
Call in.
All right, we'll do.
Great show, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Cool, mate.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later.
There you go.
Pew pew. Johnny Mac.
Right. Now I don't think.
Did you hear his comment?
Hang on. I'll call you back. Go on, mate.
Did you hear about his comment when he did say he just needs 5 wins?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a lack of ambition, mate.
Right. Hello. Is that Nolly?
No, I wouldn't actually.
Yeah. Hello, Nick.
Hello, mate. You're all right.
Go on, Nolly.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm looking forward to your statement to David Sullivan at the end of the video. I am so.
No, I'm going to give it. I'll give it to you now.
Go on.
First thing you should do, right, is get a new tailor because he's running around like a bit part player on Red October, and you can't have that, mate. You know what I mean? He looks like a little fucking Russian commissar. What's wrong with the geezer?
I know. I particularly like the purple the velour suit he wore in the final. I thought that was really good.
It looked like vampire. It looked like Dracula's curtains. But,
Like a fucking pimp, didn't he? Little pimp.
What I want to tell them, I've got a bit of an itinerary because I'm fucking fuming about yesterday.
Go on, crack on, Nolly.
Find that hard to believe, Nolly.
Go on, John.
Right. Yeah, well.
Nolly's got bullet points.
Mate, I had done some bullet points. I'm fucking.
He's not scared to use them.
Come on.
No, I'm not. Right? And you have to rest assured, lads, I won't use the word cunt.
That's fine. That's good.
Oh,
that's good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not going to say that word, Nolly. That's well done.
No, I thought you'd be happy with that. Right. First one is this, right? Anyone that don't think Areola ain't Hammer of the Year, right, needs proper shafting with the rough end of a pineapple. Right?
Yes, I
agree. The geezer is must. And one of these days, someone's going to nick him off us without a shadow. Second thing is this: James Ward-Prowse. The only way he's going to beat Beckham's record is if he fucks 2 Spice Girls, and the chances of that happening are
You get rewind.
Which one though?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it?
He'll end up with the ugly one, won't he?
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Now, then we got this, right? I love Zuma, right? I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
Right?
So do
But
I.
his fucking knees are made of bone china. You cannot keep starting him, right? Oggy, I love, but he's getting on. I do like Aguirre.
Yeah.
He's got a mistake in him. I love Mavropanos. He's got a mistake in him, but they ain't going to lose their mistakes unless we start playing them regular.
No.
Right. So what them two need to do is be put together with Areola and fucking talk to one another. Get a translator in there if they have to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is definitely communication problems there, isn't there? You can see it.
They're massive ones. Massive ones. I love Mickey, but his time's gone. He can fuck off.
Fucking hell, man,
Mickey, fuck off, Mickey.
Fuck, Nolly.
No, he's got to go. Listen, he's got to go.
He's got to go.
Not me, Nolly. Fucking hell.
No, not you, Nick. Antonio, I mean, Mickey. Not you, Mickey. Sorry, son. Antonio, I mean Antonio, Mickey. Yeah, sorry. Incidentally, while I'm on that subject, where the fuck's Virgil?
He's in the chat. He'll be back on. He'll be back on. He's having a sabbatical.
Good.
Busy life.
I missed John.
Yeah.
Why are we not playing Cornet? Why are we not playing Cornet? Honestly, Ben Johnson, I love him to pieces, right? He should be where fucking Soufal is playing, right? At minimum.
Yeah.
That's where he should be, right? And we should play Cornet. Moyes, don't get me fucking started on that cunt. But this is the worrying thing, right? This is the worrying thing. We're all going, when Lucas gets back, let me tell you now, when he gets back, he's going to be saying to his agent, get me the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And so is Alvarez.
Yeah.
So is Kudus, and so will Bowen, right? Our good player, Areola as well. They're going to be not this again. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Because the reason that we're getting beaten and the reason that our defence is looking so fucking bad is they're in the Alamo. Every
100%.
kickoff,
Hang on.
they're the Alamo.
100%. I know.
And that is Moyes' fault for the way we fucking set up.
It's like them.
But
Nolly, it's like those what we have a go at. One of the things we have a go at Aguirre for are those crossfield passes. But that's by design. You know that he's told to fucking launch the ball long. You know, just get it up there.
Right? He is a pretty good passer of the ball.
Yeah,
like a long range pass. He is, right? But it depends who you've got up there. You know, and I'd rather him at least get it out of our fucking area.
Yeah.
Than trying to play 1-2s. You know, at Phillips, wait a fucking time. 5.5. What is it? $500,000 a week? That cunt's costing us, right?
Yeah.
Fuck off back to Manchester. I'll drive ya. Come on.
Because do you know his nickname? His nickname at Leeds was a Yorkshire Perlo.
No, it's a Yorkshire pudding. I already watched the Yorkshire pudding. Fucking, do you know, he must be fucking kicking himself, right? Because he had the chance to get on the plane in the Euros, right? He fucking ain't got it now, has he?
No, he's not going. Not even Southgate will pick him now. He's fucking must be watching his games thinking, what the fuck state of him?
I know.
Oh, mate, absolutely. He just... Well,
does he? Look, I mean, look, I can't talk. I'm a fat bastard, but I'm not a footballer, right?
You don't get paid to play football.
But does he look like he's carrying a little bit of timber to you with the way that he's moving?
Yeah.
Well, so did George Paris, and he was still fat. He's still
yeah.
But,
took no shit, George.
George Paris's shorts look like my mother-in-law's knickers. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, what we keep going on about, and we're right? Moyes ruins fucking good players. He ruins them. I'm seeing it with
for fun.
Kudus,
He does it for fun,
right?
Consciously.
Yeah, but and I said this before. Skamaka was a good fucking centre forward.
Yeah,
he was.
And he ruined him. He fucking ruined him. And the way we've lost fucking Pablo, Benny was hit and miss. But Pablo, I just think, and another manager, mate,
He was quality.
You know, it breaks my fucking heart, honestly.
I loved Pablo. I really loved him.
Fucking Sullivan, I want to shoot the little cunt. Honestly, I do. I can't help it.
With an air rifle, though. With an air rifle, though, an air pellet one, an air pellet gun. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll be writing this shit if he gets assassinated tomorrow, won't I?
Right in the arse.
Yeah. Johnny's in the chat, Nolly. He's basically said.
Right in the arse. Did you say? Sorry, Nick. Did you say shoot him right in the arse?
Yeah,
right in the arse. Right in the arse.
Yeah.
Listen, you do know something about David Sullivan, don't you?
Go on.
What?
He'd make a fantastic fucking burglar, wouldn't he? Think about it. He's so short. His arse
He'd go through little windows above the kitchen, wouldn't he? Like little kitchen windows at the top.
But yeah, John's in the chat.
Anyway.
Nolly, John's in the chat. He said, Nolly, I heard that Paris is hung like your mother-in-law as well.
Apparently, but I think my mother-in-law's got a bigger bollocks job. Trust me. All right, lads, that's all I want to say. I can't see us getting nothing like the next couple of games because that geezer is ruining our fucking club. I hate him. I want him gone.
Yeah,
I want him gone.
Right, but before you go,
Totally
because
agree.
I want to revisit this because I'm going to ask everyone to do it as well. I'm going to say the same thing. We've been told by people that the club do monitor these and that Sullivan is a bit of a lurker. There's every chance he watches these, especially.
If he is listening, then he looks great and his tailor's fantastic.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you wanted to give him a message, what would the message be?
Fuck off out of our club, you cunt. You ruined Birmingham and you're fucking ruining us. Fuck off.
I love that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, cheers, my bro.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Cheers for that, Nolly.
Cheers, Nolly.
All right, look
Thanks,
after yourself, lads. All
Cheers,
the best.
mate. Thank
See you
you.
later.
Go on, you eyes.
He's fucking brilliant, isn't
He is. I love him.
he? It's the only way he's going to beat Beckham's record. He's boss shagging two Spice Girls. Right, I'm just going to call this one back 1 minute. I don't know who it is.
I started to go through the Spice Girls in my mind to sort of see
Which one? Which one?
Well, I'll try. I don't know. You got Emma Bunton now, and you got.
Evening, lads.
Hello there.
Morning.
Who are we talking to? Is it Tony the Tanker?
Tony the Tanker.
Tony the Tanker,
Tony,
how
you
are
doing?
you?
Go on, Tony.
Bit pissed off, mate. They ain't giving me my licence back, so I've got no job.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Bastards.
Is that the end of it, or can you go back in for it again?
Now, I've got to see a cardio specialist Wednesday, and hopefully I can redo a treadmill test. I passed the last one, but he said there's still a restriction of blood to the heart. But
Right.
this ain't doing me no fucking good, boys.
No.
Yeah, no, it's
Sorry about that, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry
sure,
to that.
I'm sure.
No, it happens. It happens, mate. It happens. But I've gone from a well-paid job to having absolutely nothing. I mean, I've never signed on in my life. I ain't got a clue what I'm supposed to do, but I'm skint now.
Oh,
but
mate.
anyway, we're here to talk about the football. But I've told you this before. When I watch, I've just got nothing. When they teams score against us, I just sit there. Everything's gone from me. I've just got no passion, no feeling for the club. And I don't even know if Moyes went there, if I could get it back. I just feel so done with it. I've had enough. I can't stand that bloke.
Sorry, Tony. Do you think there is a point to this, right? Because do you know that? Look, listen. When you look at what's happened, because it ain't just the fact we're going through a bad spell. It's everything else, right? It was a stadium move. It was all of that. All of this has happened in the last 6 years, 7 years, 8, however long we've been in there. I don't even know now, right? We've been in that stadium. It's a culmination, like we talk about with certain players that can basically fall out of love and become disenfranchised. Do you think that it's actually getting to the stage now where you could if it goes on long enough, we could actually start losing fans? Because what you've got is a situation where a lot of fans, they go out of habit. They never stop. They go their whole lives. They go. But then I think sometimes when they stop, I don't think there's if we get to that stage where some fans go, do you know what? I've had enough. Maybe they let their season ticket go. They don't go over there. maybe there's a good chance we've lost those fucking supporters. They're gone. Do you think that could start happening with people?
I think it is. That's done, Nick, because like I say, I used to go home and away through the late 70s, 80s, all through then. And I did say once on here before about a 3-3 draw we had when we was, we just used to... someone said, I never said I'd rather us lose than play good football. What I said was, if we were 3-0 up, we still attacked.
Yeah.
We used to attack all the time. It was entertaining. Sometimes we'd lose, and more than often we'd lose, but you'd come out the stadium and you'd think, at least we'd give it a go. That was an exciting game to watch. It was great, But like what you said, losing supporters, I feel now, like I said to you, I don't know whether even if we got... I probably would, but I've just got nothing there for the club no more. No. And I've been supporting them in the late 60s. I used to go home and away, like I say. I used to love it. I wouldn't go over there if you paid for me to go over there with free drinks, crisps and peanuts and everything. I just wouldn't go.
Yeah, what's the minimum that would get you back in? What's the minimum, though, Tone, that would make you want to do it again? What's the minimum that you would take from it?
Well, shall I tell you, where you're saying a message to Sullivan, what he could do, and I think fans would have a little bit more love for him, if that's possible. We've got a great chance with Stuyton, right? And Sullivan likes to make money. Well, every player that Stuyton's brought in, he will make money on. So why don't he just say to Tim, run this club, I'll sign the checks. He knows he's going to make money on his signings. Just sit back, take it easy, do whatever Sullivan wants to do. Get rid of Moyes. Let Stuyton bring in a good manager. I'd like Arnie Slot. I'd love Arnie Slot.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'll take
and just sit in just don't do fuck all other than sign checks. Just let Tim and even Noble get on with it and run our club. At least then, people might have a little bit of love not love, but might even like Sullivan, respect him a little bit more. He just don't want to push us on. I just don't get it. What's Moyes still doing here?
Yeah, got booted.
But do you think that there's do you know what? We've been brought up at West Ham on a diet of fucking chaos. That's what West Ham have always been. We're a chaotic mess, and I appreciate we've had a bit of relative success. No more so than what we've had in our history, but throughout my lifetime, it's just been chaos, and you kind of live off of the moments, and you live off the journey. The journey is very important to a West Ham fan, as far as I'm concerned. Do you think that if we could kind of get some of that back, because I think that's in a sense what you've got over at Tottenham now with Postecoglou. I don't think Postecoglou will finish any higher than what Conte did, but the fan base will be much happier because they'll go and win and batter some teams, and then they'll just lose some games as well. But then that he's going to continue playing the same way. Do you know what I mean? You kind of got a faith in the process. You know that what we've got at the moment for people that are going over to that stadium is what you're going to watch. There's no surprises. It's going to be shit. Before this run, you might think, we'll scrape over the line in some, we'll get some points. You'll be left with a feeling of relief rather than fucking elation, thinking we've just wiped the floor with that team. Do you think if we got a bit of chaos back to this club and made it feel a little bit more like West Ham again, I think, because we have lost our identity. I think we have.
But the point is, right, you made about Spurs is a really important one because they were exactly the same as us. Exactly the same. They were leaving games halfway through last season, season before. They lost interest. I've lost interest. Tony, you've lost interest, right? As soon as a bit of excitement comes back, I think it'll rekindle that old spirit again. It'll light a little fire inside you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we know just like sometimes we do know that when we hear sometimes that like the rumours that Moyes could be going, already we get like a bit of excitement there.
Start buzzing, don't you? Yeah.
But we start getting a bit exciting. So it's
because it makes you dream, Mick. It makes you dream. You start
wakes you up.
Yeah.
There's the hope that but there's nothing to cling on to right now. There really ain't. No. That's what we were saying earlier. Usually when we're in Europe and that, we're looking forward to the next draw. Who are we going to get in Europe? A lot of people have been saying they don't care now. They're just not in that frame of mind. And it's so sad.
It is sad. And sort of going back to your point, Tony, about sort of having a drive to do it now. If you look at King, who's on the he's an East Londoner who's moved out to moved out to Australia. I mean, these guys, you talk about commitment, they fucking get up at like 1 a.m. to watch the game. It's getting harder for you though, Kingy, innit, to do it now.
Yeah, well, you get up at 1 a.m, but then you can't get to sleep till fucking 4:30 at least because you're so angry. You can't calm down, especially the Forest game. I was up till like 5 o'clock after that, and I just couldn't get back to sleep. And I should be falling asleep by half time because it's that fucking poor.
I know.
At least I can actually just turn the TV off, but I don't for all my sins. But I don't know. It's a tough one for me. I'm coming over for that month, and I'm going to 5 games. I'm looking forward to the day out over the football.
He might be gone by then. You might be all right. But no, but Tony, I think Gary's right. I think we're all the same. I think we're all incredibly down on West Ham. It's like you at the moment with your current situation. Your current situation is really fucking poor. It's bad. And that's what West Ham should be. West Ham should be a release for you. West Ham should be a positive fucking influence in when times are hard. West Ham should be that release. They're not a fucking release. West Ham are not providing us with anything fucking positive at the moment. It's all negative. You know, everything's negative, and a lot of people do need. You know, we get callers all the time. You need that. That's what West Ham always was. It was a working man's club. You work your bollocks off all week, and you go over there to be with like that family, to be entertained, to watch a team with fucking blood, sweat, and tears. And now we've got this cunt on a fucking on a post-match press conference telling us that he plays entertaining football. I heard Gonzo say it the other day, and this is true. He doesn't get to tell us that he plays entertaining football. That's for other people to judge. I don't know who the fucker thinks he is. He's honestly, mate, I can't stand him. He's an extension of Sullivan, 100% a little fucking puppet. That's why I've never warmed to him. I hate him, and it is sucking the life out of this at the moment. I think I've said it before. If I wasn't running this channel at the moment, if we weren't running this channel, me personally, Gary's not the same. He'd still be doing it. I do think there's every chance, because I let my season ticket go 2 years ago, and that was the first step. I think there's every chance that I could have stopped watching them by now. I do. I think it's been painful, so I don't think I've been far away. And West Ham has always been an important part of my life, Tone. Always been an important part of my life.
Well, it has with me, Nick, and for that arrogant prick to say this is the best we've ever had it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Greenwood. I remember Lyle. I remember all the good times. We've won 3 FA Cups. We won the Cup Winners' Cup, which is a lot harder to win than that third-rate trophy we did win. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the night. Well, I think I enjoyed the night, but you know, we've won harder competitions than that fucking idiot's ever won.
Yeah, no, we have.
You know, but I've just got a horrible gut feeling that if we get rid of him, Sullivan will have his dirty little fucking paws over the next manager, and we're not going to get what we want. I just can't see it with him. And as for the media, no one questions Moyes. No one asks him the right questions. And as for all these other pricks, Chris Sutton and all those others, never heard this outcry when the Tottenham supporters wanted rid of Mourinho.
No.
And
Conte.
And, what's his name? Conte. Never heard them say a word about that. And I'll keep saying now, because you see it on these things, like these other supporters, you don't know how well off you are. Well, fucking have him at your club, because I'm sick of him.
Exactly.
I fucking hate him.
I bet
you know what? None of them would.
I'll bet
Not one of them.
As Gary said, there ain't a single fucking supporter of another club, even someone like Palace, after they've had Roy Hodgson, there is not a single supporter of another club, maybe it's Sheffield United because they're trying to stay up, but not of another proper established Premier League club. If you offer them David Moyes, they'd go, get fucked. Get fucked. We don't
I work with a Palace fan, and I'll wind him up saying you're going to have Moyes next. He's all like, fuck that. I don't know way do we want him.
Yeah, well, they're pissed off with Roy now. They don't want that football anymore, right?
They put
surprising.
Yeah, but even they're making moves. They're going out there. They're talking to the fucking German coach. I forget his name now.
Apparently,
Lopetegui
today told them, no, I want to go to West Ham. Yeah, so said one report.
As somebody said in there, look, listen, I will take anyone over Moyes at the moment, but it's for me. I want a different direction. Like as Tony said, we've got Tim Stighton in. His model is to go for somebody who, is young and dynamic and fits his model. That's what I want. I want young and hungry. I don't want old and stubborn now. It's kind of what we need. New ideas. Bringing youth players through. You know, just fucking try and be a little bit, West Ham again. You know, I'm bored. I'm bored with it. I'm so
I
bored.
just can't
How
wait
long you
for the
been bored,
game.
though?
Can I ask you for something? Do you think
Go on.
there's any truth in that Stein wants Thomas Tuchel in? And would you have him? I mean, I would, but do you think that's a Stein type manager?
I don't think that's a Stein one, personally. I wouldn't say that's a Stein one. Would I have him? Yes, I would. Would I be over the moon with it? No. I probably wouldn't, because I think it's a lazy appointment. Look, he's better than Pellegrini, but I think it's a lazy appointment. The guy's worked at the biggest fucking clubs in the world. He's done PSG, he's done Bayern, he's done all these clubs with big fucking budgets that pay big money. You're asking the guy to almost take a backward step in terms of the players that he's going to be looking at and with the tools that he's going to be working with. Why do that? You know, it's like I just don't think you need to do it.
And he's been Spurs now.
What's that?
And he's been Spurs now.
Who's that?
Tuchel, eh?
Tuchel, with Kane.
No, he's
with
Chelsea,
Yeah,
isn't he?
Kane and Dyer.
With Kane, yeah, Kane and Dyer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah.
So for me, would I moan about it? No, I wouldn't, because I'm so sick of David Moyes now. I would take fucking anyone. I would.
So do you think that might be a Sully one then?
I think so. I think if we get a Tuchel, for me, that is going to be, that's another management appointment. I think that's another management appointment. And what I mean by that is, if we're keeping Tim Stein and he ain't going to Liverpool, we're looking for a head coach. We're looking for a head coach. Thomas Tuchel's, I don't think he's a head coach, is he? I think he's a
manager.
He's a manager. He's going to want to come in and do his thing again.
See, for me, I'd rather have like Heitinga in charge for the remainder of the season, or just someone. He ain't going to do no worse than Moyes, and then get the manager, Tim. I've got a lot of faith in Tim, and I put a lot of faith on him. So I would then want the manager that he wants. I wouldn't want like Mourinho to come in for 4 or 5 months or whatever. I don't want that personally. I just would like to get that Heitinga or let's say someone like that to just take over and then go for if the manager that we want ain't available. So if he's not available yet, then wait until the end of the season, then go for him and then stick with that. That's what I'd like to see personally.
Do you think the landscape changes, though? Do you think the landscape changes? We lose against Brentford, Everton, and then we go to the Europa League and we get knocked out of that. Does that change the landscape then where you could actually get an interim in until the end of the season just to see us through? Or do you keep David Moyes from that point? Because once you're at the Europa League, I don't think he's going to get us in them European places.
No, I think you can put your passports away for the foreseeable if you're keeping David Moyes. That was an absolute freak what happened last time. We had lockdown, which benefited him because there was no fucking fans, and he don't like fucking fans. So that benefited him. Then he benefited from Jesse Lingard turning into Maradona for 6 months. That started this journey. That's kind of what got us in there. And you know what? He's been using Europe. Europe has been the only thing, but certainly for the last 2 seasons, that's given us any fucking credibility whatsoever. Any credibility. We've been bailing out the domestic cups. We've been doing shit in the fucking league. Beating third-rate European teams has been the only thing that's given this club any fucking credibility, in my opinion.
Well, first half of the season, right, when we went on bad runs, he solved those bad runs by beating a couple of shitty teams in Europe.
Yeah. Then
he could say we've only lost one of the last 2 of the last whatever. That's what he did, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. But anyway, Tony, sort of to finish this call, I've said the same thing to everyone else. Imagine if you are talking to Sullivan at the moment, what would you like to say to him?
Well, just take the back seat and the reins over to Tim and let him run the club. He's going to make you money. Makes sense to me. I just don't understand why he don't. But first of all, get rid of that fucking horrible Ponce. I can't stand him. I'll tell you, I hate the geezer. And just before I do go, lads, great show. Ryan, subscribe to your channel. Been watching. Keep up the good work, mate. Really enjoy it. And cheers lads.
Cheers, Tony. See you later. He's absolutely right there as well, Sullivan, if
cheers,
Sullivan wants...
Cheers, Tony. Thanks very much, mate. And look after yourself, mate. Good
luck with the test and everything.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mate.
I just want to say he's absolutely right on that, because if you want to if you're a businessman, Surely Sullivan is a successful businessman. He wants to make money, right? I don't know whether he wants to make money by having his, by little backhand deals, or if he wants to make proper money for the club. Because if he wants to make proper money for the club and grow that asset, surely Stuyton is the man for you, innit?
Yeah, it is right. We've had the big guns out tonight. We've had Gary, we've had Nolly, we've had Tony the Tanker, and now we've got Arnie. Arnie, how are you, mate?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Yeah, very, very, very well, mate. I'm better today. It is what it is. How are you? How are you today?
I'm better than yesterday, but the more I think about it, I'm quite fearful of our future at the club, because if Stuyton leaves next year and Moyes stays, God save us all, we are gonna get relegated. I think seriously.
Do you think so?
Because I think Paqueta is gonna go. I think Kudus or Bowen, they're not gonna stay around for this shit anymore. And if I can just imagine Moyes spending like 40 or 50 million on Maguire and 40 or 50 million on McTominay, and we're going to be absolutely horrendous next year if Moyes stays and Stuyton leaves. We're going to be so shit. It's absolutely pathetic. I'm really fearful for next season.
I'm clinging to the fact that this was all part of the plan. I don't agree with it. That they are going to get a new coach in. It was always, Moyes is being strung along. There was clearing the decks, getting rid of players that they didn't want, and they're going to go big in the summer. But you know what? Things do change, and if throughout the course of this season, Stuyton's been pissed off and he's got another opportunity, that throws all of that in the bin. It throws it all in the bin, because that was kind of a one. It feels a little bit like we struck gold when we got Tim Stuyton. So have a bloke of that profile come in and take on the West Ham project. It was almost fucking honoured to have someone that could come in and do that for us. That's how we should have felt. And for Sullivan to apparently do what he's been doing, if he has been fucking meddling, like has been reported, he's worse than a fucking idiot. Because this guy, surely, if he's about business, Arnie. If he's, I know your name's not Arnie, but I like calling you Arnie. But if he's all about business, he just literally recruited a guy that could have completely transformed his business, made him loads of money, but he can't do it, can he?
You forgot one thing.
And the weird thing for me is also, it's the same thing with that idiot from TalkSport, Simon Jordan. He seems like he's good with money, and I would just ask Sullivan again. If you invest in something, the point of investing is selling when it's at its highest.
Yes.
Moyes, he has taken us as far as he can now. He should have gone in the summer. I mean, I've been Moyes out for 2 years, but surely after we won the Conference League, he should have went. It was a perfect opportunity to say, Moyes, thank you for all you've done. You've taken us to a new place, but we don't believe you can do us any further. And it's been shown now. I think in the last 2 years, Moyes he's only really had 4 good months of football, and that's been the first 4 months of this year. But it's true, Sullivan, he's messed up. He should have, even now, I think he should fire Moyes, let Heitinga take over. At least then we have a chance of salvaging some of the season. I think we're going to go out of Europe, like maybe not in the first 16, but
I think we've got to be lucky with that draw, haven't we? We've got to be lucky with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is the lowest point I've seen in the last 5 or 10 years.
Because it does feel like that, mate. And people will say, "Oh, look, you're in a good place now." We're not in a good fucking place. We're playing dreadful football. This has been coming for a while, and now we're realising what we've all been fearing. And look at the state of the squad and the big rebuild that needs doing. Hello, Budgie. Thanks for joining, mate. Mate, it's just. Is that your fear now then? So you think that if Stuyton goes, your worry is that could be the start of a spiral?
Yeah, because I think the reason Stuyton, he came in and he said, listen, Bowen, this is the last season with Moyes. We're going to go to a new level. If Stuyton leaves, then Bowen is going to say, okay, what's the point? Like, all the bases he signed the contract for is gone.
Yeah.
And then Paqueta, he's going to go for sure. Kudus, I know there was a rumor that he said he's not leaving, but things change quickly. I mean, we still have 14 games left of the season, and I doubt we're gonna get to 45 points. If we get to 45 points, I'm gonna be like, I think we're gonna really struggle. And it's funny because I know the next games or people were like, hey, yeah, but we're playing Forest or Brentford. We lost to Bristol City. We drew to Sheffield United. There's no teams we can look at and say, this is a game we should win. We are so shit. We're fucked now.
And Sheffield United are shit. I mean, they are a championship team in the Premier League. They got battered today, 5-0 by Brighton. You know, battered.
Yeah.
That's what should
and
happen.
We drew with them. It's so pathetic.
Yeah, can I just say I've got another theory. I've got another theory, Arnie. See what you think about this, right? And this is something I ain't mentioned before, but we know in the summer, because me and Nick and Micky and John, we at the beginning of the season, we're sort of saying, no way Sullivan has signed Steinen. Yeah, he wouldn't sign that. So then we heard that Kretinsky had bought Steinen in. So this could have all been, this whole game could have been Sullivan and Moyes working together to undermine Steinen, diluted his power, refused almost every player, forced him to give up on a couple of players like Phillips, like Ward-Prowse, in return for bringing in 3 of his players, and then they've gone back to stonewalling him again. This could be Sullivan trying to prove to the rest of the board to back his man and to kick Steinen out. So to make Kretinsky look stupid, right?
Yeah. It could be. Or it could be, or I think it could be. I think if it's anything, just say, for instance, Steinen was planted, which I think is very, very possible. There's no way that still can't believe that.
Welcome aboard, Alan.
Oh, welcome aboard,
Alan.
I still can't believe that that Sullivan appointed him. I think that maybe there was some movement on a deal and a potential takeover. Declan Rice was going, and maybe Steinen was brought in to manage the reinvestment of that money, which he's done. Right, so he's managed that reinvestment to make sure that, because obviously Declan Rice would have been a huge asset if he was doing a club sale. But you know something? I think with all of this, say for instance there was a potential takeover coming with a big fucking, say the Qataris, right? Say the Qataris were going to take over.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, with all of this FFP stuff at the moment, I think you might have seen the end of the big superpowers coming in to buy these little clubs, because you can only spend what your fucking turnover is.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden makes
Newcastle.
West Ham very unattractive. Look at Newcastle, as Ryan just said. And I think you kind of, what they've done is they've ring fenced the big clubs to keep them big. It's going to be very difficult now you can come in, fucking hundreds of billions of pounds. You can't spend it. You can't spend it. You can only spend what your club makes. So,
well, you know that at some point in the future, the European League will become a thing, right? And so they want to make sure that those teams stay elite, right?
Yeah.
So that they're the ones that get put forward for that European League. No one else.
You don't.
it's so frustrating.
And it's so tiring to talk about Moyes, but I mean, I'm 47 years old, and I've been playing sports since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Not at a professional level, but at different kinds of level.
Yeah.
So I think I have some kind of expertise in what it takes to play sports.
Welcome,
and there's
Jose.
3 things
Welcome,
for
Jose.
me that you need. First of all, when you play, you need to be aggressive. You can't be like Ashley days ago. You need to be aggressive, not like punching players, but you need to bring your energy in the game, and you need to play to win, and you need to use your advantage. And Moyes does none of this.
No.
None. People say he's a defensive coach, but we're lacking almost 2 goals per game.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be his strength.
Yeah.
Can you see any reason, Ryan, if you're looking at it like that? Where is the sense in them sticking with him now? Really, try and think of a reason why they would.
Just
be doing
explained
it.
it. This could be a bull struggle. Go on, Ryan.
Well, we've had the same players for so long. He's kept them.
I think that could
same
be
11 in
two
as much
things.
as he can. Oh, sorry, Arnie, go on, mate.
But I think there can be 2 things. Either he's so fucking cheap that he doesn't want to pay out the contract,
Yeah.
or he knows that the media are like backing Moyes with. I'm not sure what the media is smoking, if they're smoking crack or whatever. I think anybody who's Moyes in, if they are old enough to vote and they have a driver's license, they really need to go to the government and say, "Listen, I might be not fully there in my brain, but I think I think Solly might be fearful of what the backlash will be from the media, but the fans will love him. I mean, if he just comes out tomorrow and says, "Listen, we decided to part ways with Moyes," at least 50-60% of the fan base
do you realise how that would lift everyone's spirits, even if they said, "Look, listen, it wasn't working with David Moyes. Thank you for what you've done. We don't want to make a panic appointment, so we're gonna leave it until the summer. We're going to rely on our interim team. We don't know how it's going to go, so back them. You know, we've got some really good expertise here." I think that the fans would back it. I think they would till the end of the season. You get right behind it, and I just think, and I think that would be the right thing to do, because we don't have to make a panic appointment now. We're not in a relegation battle. You know, if you can go out and get the right man now, go and get him. But what I'm saying is, if you've got more opportunity to get the right man in the summer, you wait.
Such a good point. Such a good point, though. And if Sullivan is that vain, he's worried about number one being blamed and number two being liked. You know, he can come out quite easily and say, "Listen, media, we're going to do what our fans want us to do, and we're going to fire the manager," right? And we as fans will take the blame. That's absolutely fine, right? It's on us. That's fine, right? And then the media can blame the fans and do what they've been doing for the last several weeks as well. And suddenly Sullivan is suddenly a little bit more popular with the fans.
Yeah, we're not asking for a lot. We're only asking for what we've been promised. Yeah, simple as that.
A portion, just a portion of what we've been promised.
Yeah, well, we're even asking for less than what we've been promised in a way. We just want entertaining football.
Absolutely.
Just that. Let's have a bit of fucking excitement about us. Come on.
And if he's going to be here, and even I'll tell you what, even if they came out and they said, "Look, David Moyes is going to be here for the rest of the season, but he is gone in the summer, and we've banned him from doing any more press conferences," I think that would be better, because you know what, the press conferences are equally as harrowing. It's a fucking he pisses you off before a game, and then you get insulted watching his fucking football, and then he just compounds it afterwards. You know, it's like it's abuse, Arnie, is what it is. It feels like abuse.
Yeah, but even when it's raining over here now, I'm blaming Moyes. I blame everything on Moyes.
It is his fault.
I think he's a complete idiot. Like, sometimes I don't know what he's thinking, but I think with Sullivan, it will be so easy for him to get the fans on his side.
I'll tell you what. Couple this with your message. So, Arnie, imagine you are talking to Sullivan, because I'm sure you've already heard it, but we are told that the club do monitor the show. So imagine you're talking to Sullivan. Give him some of your advice. What would you like him to do?
Okay, I will say, listen, Sullivan, I know you want to be a GOAT, a legend at West Ham, and you want to make money, and you want to have the fans never forget you. Fire Moyes, let Hate Tinker take over for the rest of the season. He can play the youngsters. The fans will accept it, and then he needs to do one little thing, I think, for this to be a massive success. If Sullivan, he came out and said, "Listen, I listened to the fans. I'm gonna try and back off. Let Steiden take us in the new direction, because I believe West Ham can go to like a new stratosphere," and then just sign the checks, back off. I think the rest of the fans would love him. Even the fans who are Moyes in, they would respect that and say, "Okay, fucking that. We have one of the top managers, not managers. We have one of the top owners in the league." If he came out and said that, I don't think he will. But if he did that, the fans would never forget it.
No. But I do think that's a brilliant message. I do, and I think Luke's right. What he says earlier in the chat, there is not a chance in hell he's ever going to do it.
There's not, but he could raise his profile so much.
He could easily raise his profile, and people would lay off of him if he was just fucking open and honest and stop playing games with us all the time, because he does play games with us, you know. And I don't think it's just because he's emotionally disconnected and he doesn't care about us. I do feel sometimes like I think they fuck with us sometimes, you know.
They do.
I feel like they do. I feel like it's a game. And I think if he pushes it, I do think at some point, though, I think if they push too far, it's like, do you know, Moyes, with those comments, I'll tell you what, he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful, because if emotions run high enough and he gets kept around for too long, and he carries on saying stuff like that, I'm not being funny. Things can happen. You know, like inside stadiums and stuff like that, things can happen. He's got to be. He needs to be fucking careful. You know, he does because he's pissing people off.
For us to go out of Europe, I mean, when we go out of Europe, I really think they need to be really thoughtful of how they handle this, because it can go sour really bad.
Yeah.
Or really quickly. I mean, you saw the fans against Arsenal, which was fair. I can easily see maybe 10,000 fans, 15,000 fans not even want to go to the game. And I think they need to think about it a lot.
Well,
I don't think we're going to go far in Europe, but when we go out of Europe and Moyes is still here, it's going to be a complete shit show the rest of the season.
But the thing is, then, do you know what? That would make me even more angry. Do you know if he waited until we were 12th and he waited until we'd gone out of Europe and then he sacks him? What's the fucking point?
You got a load of demoralised players. I mean, a lot of sport is played in the mind, right? And the mind of these players getting beat every week.
We don't care then, because what we're playing for nothing. What's the point in bringing? You ain't going to be able to go and get another manager then, because there's nothing to fucking play for. You're going to be putting all of that. You know, there will still be toxicity then, even with or without Moyes, because then David Sullivan has allowed this to spiral. Acting then, once he's been knocked out of Europe and there's fuck all else to play for, that will not appease the fans. That is going to be a massive problem, and it won't go away with just a sacking of Moyes in, I don't think.
Can I just say what they're doing at the moment, Arnie, is pissing off their customers, their fan base. Karen Brady, Lady Brady, appears on The Apprentice, a TV program every year with Alan Sugar, where they sort of talk down to these apprentices who are trying to make their way in the business world, set them tasks. And a lot of the time, they're bringing them back in and telling them how badly they're treating their customers. You're fired, right? I reckon Alan Sugar would fire Lady Brady if she was on that show.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. They're taking the piss out of the fans. I mean, they're not taking it seriously. And I want to say a big thank you to Cara, Benny, and Fornells. I'm so glad that they went out of prison. It's looking like we're all in prison and they left. I'm so happy for them. It sucks for us, but I'm so happy for them.
Arnie,
they went out of prison.
Kira's only out on parole at the moment.
No, he's not. He's got his move. He'll be gone. But how much did it warm your fucking heart to see Pablo score that goal and that look on his face? You know,
Pablo, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's just a happy character. I mean, even when he said it was so sad when he left. He did that video for the fans, and he said like West Ham are massive. I was so sad seeing that.
Yeah.
And I think the way he left the club was shit. I mean, what's going on with this? I mean, even before we lost to Arsenal, I actually thought, okay, if we finish seventh or eighth, and let's say Sovereign a month before the season finished, he would have come out and said, listen, we're not gonna give Moyes a new contract, but we would appreciate it if the fans would like give him applause at every home game.
Absolutely.
I was thinking, okay, that would be nice. But now we've been smashed against Arsenal and Forest, and the players left at like a shit in a shit way. So
I've got to be honest. That was such a personal way to say goodbye. What Pablo did there, you know, it's not something that was, there's because he doesn't do things from a script. Pablo, you can see it's not. He's quite rough and ready, and he says things sort of emotionally, right? He just said goodbye. That's what he said. Do you know what? A far cry from what I think that we got from Declan Rice with his PR scripted piece that was fucking sent out. So actually sit there on a chair and address the West Ham fans and you know and everything. Mind you, he couldn't say what Pablo said. You know, I'll only ever play for West Ham. Are the only English club I'll ever play for. He couldn't say that. But yeah, I just think he's got such class. And again, we're losing these characters. We're hemorrhaging them. Fornells was one. We've lost Declan Rice. I'm sure was a positive character around the place. We've lost Noble from the changing room. We've lost Dawson. We're losing big characters.
Also, Cara. I mean,
Cara was a massive character.
Vocal with the fans.
Yeah.
He doesn't need characters.
It's a shame.
What's that?
He doesn't need characters.
He doesn't want characters, Ryan. You're right.
He needs soldiers. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, followers.
Basically what he
I
needs.
think he needs more than soldiers. He just
Don't
wants
answer back.
followers.
Don't answer
do
back.
what I say.
Yeah.
Do what I say. Be a good boy.
Yeah.
Rob,
No,
I
it
don't
is-
agree with this.
What's
losing
that?
streak. But like when he said Brentford on a massive losing streak.
Yeah, they really need a win, Rob. They really need a win.
So are Forest.
Yeah,
So are Forest.
if
We are the
don't
perfect
beat them,
opponent.
I would be amazed. But
Yeah. Forest haven't won a game
Where
in
do you
6
go
games.
when you want to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the perfect opponent. Yeah, I mean, you could have teams that are 10-game losing streaks. They play us and then they get a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a joke.
But anyway, Arnie, we're going to wrap that one up now, mate. Thank you very much. Do you want to do your customary exit?
Yeah, but I think I've said them all, but I will say something from Nolly's book. Get out of our fucking club, you fucking cunt, boys.
That is the best one yet.
Cheers, Arnie.
And yeah, I have a last thing. Is it possible for Nolly to do like a ringtone for the phone?
Yeah.
Where he could say something like, "There's a phone call for you, fucking cunt." That would be so amazing.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant, isn't he, Arnie? He's such good value.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it when he comes on. It was so funny with the Spice Girls. But anyway, take care. Have a nice day.
If you were the Terminator, Arnie, would you terminate Sullivan?
Yeah, I think it would take him back into time so he could get some medieval torture.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the pineapple
Absolutely.
stuff. Now they were talking about some shit like that.
Yeah.
Chuck
But
him
anyway,
out.
that's it. But anyway, lovely. Thank you very much, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Arnie.
welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you later, Arnie.
That's brilliant. I think that line he recited at the end came from Terminator 3, wasn't it? That one there?
Terminator 3, yeah. Get out of our club, you cunt. That was brilliant. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But no, that was very, very good. Should we take a few more? Nobody else has called in, so I'll put the number up. I'll tell you, we'll take 2 more calls. It'll be first come, first serve.
Been much better tempo tonight with the calls.
Hours.
Yeah.
And what 2 Spice Girls would you take up?
Baby and Ginger.
Ginger.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I'd go with
Baby
that.
and
Yeah.
Ginger.
Good shout.
Do you know when I was an intruder alarm engineer all the way back in the day? I did Jerry Halliwell's little place in Portobello Road, and I saw a Union Jack shorts over the. No, I didn't sniff them. Didn't try them on. Nothing like that.
Them, you dirty bastard.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
Yeah. Hello, Darren.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, it could be better.
Oh no, mate.
You enjoyed that shit, did you?
Yeah, I loved it. It was.
This show's been brilliant today.
Oh no, it's look. Do you know, this is one of them that's lifting the spirits. I think it's been really good.
Oh,
It's been really good
definitely.
today. It's been good. But how are you? How are you today? I'm sure you're feeling better than you was yesterday. Anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's What do you think the what's the next steps? What do we? You know, we've done the game to death. We know it was shit. Where do we go from here?
Well, we ain't go anywhere. With Moyes still here and Sullivan, to be honest, not going to move forward at all. With them two who's still here.
Can you see it
Can't
changing?
see it at all.
Can you see it changing?
Hopefully, I can't see it exactly yet, unless we get knocked out of the cup. Then maybe then.
Yeah.
There ain't fuck all to play for, is there?
No, but then, like I said in the last call, that's too little, too late, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, it really is. It really is. But
I do feel it's a little bit of a game with Sullivan and Moyes that are playing together though. It's starting to feel like that.
Definitely.
Otherwise, they would have fucked him off already, right? And last season as well. But you know, perhaps Kretinsky was, because I think last season was a time when Kretinsky wanted a director of football coming in, right? And maybe, just maybe, Sullivan pushed back against it, and then maybe, just maybe, at the end of the season, Sullivan got to say, look, see, I got it all right. I've got the call right. I stuck with him. This could
I
be
thought
what's
the only
happening, mate.
reason that he brung Steiden in is because he was selling up at the end of this season.
I don't think he bought him in. I think Kretinsky bought him in.
Yeah,
but I do agree with Darren. I think personally, I can't believe Sullivan employed him. I can't believe it. So it was either Kretinsky, because there is a link there, because Kretinsky was involved in a deal that took Adam Hlozek from Stuyton's club to Leverkusen when when Tim was there. So there would have been some sort of communication between the two. So there is a link. So he would have obviously done some work with him before. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Don't forget, hit the like button if you're Moyes out.
Me thing ain't working today. I'm trying.
What's that?
I've done a couple of silent pew-pews.
I've lost me fireworks. I'll sort it out in the next one.
They're gone.
But
Yeah, it's even the menu YouTuber. What's his name? Hang on, I'll let you know. Mark Goldbridge.
Yeah.
He's even sticking up for us as well. Like Moyes out.
Is he really?
And that. Yeah, it was on YouTube today.
Goldbridge doesn't bend to the will of the standard. I mean, he does say things that piss you off, but he doesn't follow the fucking common narrative, Gary. He'll go the other way. Goldbridge will.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of people.
But that's shit. What Moyes said though.
Is that the Man U bloke?
He's deluded bastard, isn't he?
Yeah. I do think. I think John mentioned last week. I never heard it, but apparently Perry Groves on the Sports Bar literally was the first one that he's heard on TalkSport that came out and said it as it was. That's refreshing. I do think that you'll start to see it. We've heard Danny Murphy gaslighting, but then we saw on Match of the Day he came out with a very different narrative, very sort of smugly dismissed off fault by Gary Lineker afterwards. He's
definitely
just wanted to smack him.
Not Shearer's talking shit. Sutton's talking shit. Ferdinand's just a Man U supporting twat, and all, isn't he?
But I don't actually think that Sutton deserves any attention at all, because I think he's one of those people that just likes to inflame.
I think Ferdinand's the worst, Darren. Ferdinand's the worst because he did that thing. First of all, he hated playing for Moyes. He knows what he's like, right?
What do you want?
Yeah, and then he started. He done that thing of looking at the cameras, addressing the fans directly.
Yeah, but better if Mickey done it.
Idiot.
That's it. Be better if Mickey done it here with his cap.
What do you want?
Yeah. What do you want, West End fans? What do you want?
Fuck off, Rio!
I must admit, Nick, when you done your show after the match Saturday,
I was doing well. I was doing well, wasn't I? I was doing well. I kept myself nice and calm. I thought I can't have it spiral. I thought I can't have it spiral like I did with the Arsenal one. So I thought I can't do that again. So I tried.
The thing is, though, you made
me
and my kids laugh though the way you was going ape shit.
Yeah, no, I know. I did. That's the bad thing. I do.
No, you need to though. You need to let your steam out.
I know. But I fuck it. I feel like I went a bit turbo on the Arsenal one, so I thought I'm going to make this one a bit calmer, but I can't do it.
No, exactly. I think the fans done exactly the right thing against Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. I will join them next time. Someone had a go at me in one of the videos. Said
you had a Judas, Gary. You're a bit of a Judas.
You're a fucking Judas. He called me a Judas for not walking out. You know what I was doing? I was staying to the end so as I could video the booze, so as I could use them on the show last week.
Exactly. Right? I saw that. I saw your video.
Yeah, that's the only reason I stayed there.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're just proving the point, ain't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely, but
nothing at all. You know where you said like the home supporters ain't there to bring in any Moyes out flags or banners and all that shit. Yeah. Well, don't like supporters wear white shirts with like letters on saying Moyes out. They can't do shit about that.
Well, I made a suggestion. If it is a thing, I made a suggestion. I know a lot of people won't like it, but look, you can pick your own colour. But if you went for a completely different colour, fucking yellow shirts or something for Moyes out or something like that. I think that'd be quite powerful.
More manly than yellow, wouldn't it?
It'd be more manly, yeah. But the thing is, we've got blue and we've got claret in our colours, so you've got to be something different.
Yeah,
it's got to be something different, and it can't just be white or black. So it's got to be a different colour, Gary. You got to think out. You're pink. You could do pink. You could.
Yeah.
He has to. Don't
put pictures of Moyes with a donkey's face on it.
Yes. Yeah.
I like a pink shirt.
Know what I mean?
I got a pink shirt. Yeah, wear pink. Everyone's got a pink shirt. Wear pink.
I wear pink quite a lot. I've got a couple of pink bits here. Look, woohoo! Hello, Tiger.
He's only got a tiger on his shirt.
Pink is much more manly than yellow. I like pink.
Here now.
Yeah.
Or the Tiger King, isn't it?
Oh, guy from Australia. Welcome to the show as well, mate.
Thanks,
Ryan.
Thanks, Darren. Nice one, mate.
He was born and bred in Australia as well.
Yeah. Brad's his name.
He's glad that he don't have to go to many home games.
Yeah, he's perfected his accent by watching Danny Dyer clips on YouTube.
And Green Street. That's where he's done it.
You bastard.
My wife said she likes Mickey's t-shirt.
What's that?
My wife said she likes your T-shirt.
Exactly, it's a Birds T-shirt. That's why. That's why your wife likes it.
Listen, don't blame me because I can pull it off. You won't even get
Did you
you
lose your
somebody
pink
to
phone
fucking
now?
legs.
I was going to say,
You lost that pink phone of yours now, Mick.
Hey, look, black balloons, right? I wonder if they'd chuck us out for blowing balloons up. What do you reckon?
Oh, that'd be funny. Get a blow-up dolls in it and put strap-on dildos on it.
Black balloons, that could work. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Matt.
That is pretty good.
Best thing to
That
do,
good,
imagine if the whole ground
Get on Amazon
actually
tonight.
stood up and looked away from the pitch.
Yeah.
Turn the back on the whole, like, you know what I mean?
What about if you had them balloons that shoot round the room when you let them go? If you had them ones, 60,000 of them as the opposition are attacking.
What's them things you used to throw on the floor? The fun snaps, the ones that used to go bang.
Yeah.
Do that.
No, get shitloads of toilet rolls. Remember when they used to do that as well?
Yeah, toilet roll. That's a better one, toilet roll.
I like the balloons though, black balloons.
Oh, I missed all that stuff we used to do at Upton Park. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different now. Like I said, there's censorship galore. I think that's. I mean, Ryan, what's your take on that though? If that and it is the case, we know it is the case. Like I said to you, Charlie confirmed it. He said that's why I'll take the banner away, but I won't take it at home because I don't want to have my season ticket taken off me. How bad is that, Ryan?
The good thing about it is that we play half our games away, so we can use it.
I know. But how bad is it that you can't express yourself at home though?
Yeah, but they're never going to let us.
True.
Yeah,
they're never gonna support the fans. They're not supporting us now by getting rid of him.
No.
So they're not going to support us by allowing us to sort of voice our opinions on getting him out.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to by next season, or otherwise there's not going to be many season ticket holders going.
No, there bloody won't be, mate. There won't be. But look, what I was going to say is, I'm going to do the same with you as well, Darren. Imagine you're talking to Sullivan. We've been told that they do watch this show. Don't know how many times I've said that tonight. So just not apparently watches virtually all of them, from what I've been told. He's a lurker. He likes to. That's how you can tell.
He might be a member.
But that's how you can tell he's got his finger on the pulse. You know,
he
that's
might
how
be the geezer that I've
You sure he ain't got his finger up Moyes' arse?
Yeah, I think he might have. But
that's his other hand. That's his full hand.
But Darren, imagine you're sitting in a really intimate environment, just you facing Sullivan, right? Facing Sullivan, right? You're in swinging distance.
He's in silk pajamas and a kimono.
He is. Yeah.
No underwear.
Yeah. I bet you actually fucking do.
Marley.
Yeah.
He's probably got a rocking chair and all.
Yeah. But what would you say? What would your message be? Honestly, if you wanted it,
I'll tell him Moyes to fuck off out of the club. But both you pair are useless cunts.
Yeah. I think that's a common theme. But if that wasn't an option, him getting the fuck out of the club, what would you like him if you was going to sort of give him a bit of direction?
What would please you, Darren? What would please you? What would warm you to him a little bit?
Off. First thing, fuck Moyes off.
Yeah.
Right.
Best thing, by tomorrow morning. Get a new manager in before the European Cup starts.
Shots fired, Mickey. Shots fired.
Get the best players. Get the best out of the players we've got at our club.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I know.
I think the thing is as well, it don't surprise me if Paqueta's pretend that he's injured just so he doesn't play under Moyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, going back to that Paqueta thing, right? When that happened, I mean, when that happened, that's all on Moyes.
Exactly.
Because people say blame the fitness or the health. He's literally
under Moyes. He picks the team,
but literally the most important player that we've got at this club. Clearly, Ryan, should he have fucking put Paqueta on and risked him at the start of that game with that fucking Arsenal game? Would you do that? You wouldn't do it, would you?
He's the top of the tree. Moyes is the one that makes the decision.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm pretty positive that they would have said to him, "Look, he's not quite right," and then he would have said, "Well, can he walk?" Basically, I'm sticking him in the team, and then it's just fucked it. He's done that. That's not the medical team.
No, exactly.
100%. Completely agree. It's his decision. But anyway, Darren, thank you very much for the call, mate.
Cheers, Darren.
Mate. Thank you.
Cheers, Darren. Thanks,
Do you
mate.
know when the mug will be sent out, mate?
Your mug,
I know you've been really busy in that.
You should have it.
He's fucking
No, I
rubbish.
ain't got
for
it
sending
yet.
mugs out.
Taking
Taking Darren's money and not sending him a mug. What are you doing?
No, he won one.
Oh, fucking hell, Nick.
Darren won
I'll send you my address in the
Hang on,
WhatsApp.
1 minute. Yeah, I know. I've got it. No, you definitely mate. I'll send you another one. If that ain't come out, I'll send you another one. No worries.
All right, cheers, mate.
All right,
Thank
no
you.
worries. Cheers.
Cheers, Darren.
All right, you all take care and have a good evening.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Later.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Tell SpongeBob it's about time he comes on. Always turn up like West Ham do. He don't turn up.
I know.
Just about to talk about him. He's saying about Mickey dress is worse than Sat. He's just fucking jealous because he couldn't get this t-shirt over his head.
You can't even put a hat over his head because his head's too big.
That's what he's saying.
But cheers anyway, Darren.
All right, take care, you lot.
See you later.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, bye.
Ciao, mate.
Right, there is some news on the mugs actually, because for obvious reasons, as you've just seen there, I'm shit at doing that. So I've got. I don't know how many duplicates I've sent out.
Don Logan.
There is going to be. I'll just anyone who hasn't got their fucking mug, just send me a fucking email. God's sake. Right, but there is what do you call it? The people who do our the sponsor, the channel sponsor, the tea and coffee company. Because I'm shit, I can't do it. You're gonna be able to purchase them through there, and they'll handle dispatch and everything else. So that's going to be in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be nothing to do with me, and it'll be all done professionally. So you'll be able to purchase it through there and do it. So that should be in the next couple of weeks. I think they'll be
Anyone else
available.
missing a mug? Let us know inside the chat.
Don't say that because everyone's going to say it, eh?
Right. I've just missed a call from Spain. Can you call back?
Let's
try again.
There's Fornells.
What?
Pablo's calling in.
God, imagine if it was.
Call to this number.
I can't phone overseas. Spaniard, call back.
Cockney Donkey's missing his mug as well. Fuck's sake, Nick.
Cockney Donkey ain't never had a fucking mug. Right.
I want to come on the show, Tommy.
What's that? Oh yeah,
not that hard. There's no police around. If you do an armed robbery and you call up, someone calls the police. There's an armed robbery going on. They get there at 8 o'clock the following day. The police.
Oh, the police.
James, you can't joke about stuff like that.
Anything less in the ground now.
Right, where are we? 1 second. So,
have we got Moy's address? Can we send him a mug?
Oh, you've even missed Corral's mug.
No,
Is it
Corral as well?
Corral hasn't got his mug either. What are you doing? Where's your, logistics operation?
I will say, I didn't send Corral's out. So Corral, I will send you your one.
No more because he said
I didn't send Corral's out.
He said fuck Corral.
No, I didn't. I must admit Corral's one I haven't sent out. So I will send you your mug. I sent Darren's one out though.
Badges than you.
So
Corral, how long have we been doing this channel together? Right, it took him 6 months to get me my mug.
Right, here we go. Here we go.
Moyes is a mug. You're right.
Hello.
Hello there. You're speaking to Nick from Clarendon Booze. Who are we talking to?
Hello, lads. My name's Jay, and I'm calling from Spain. Just want to say first and foremost, I've been watching your stuff. My brother put me on Tuesday about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's fucking brilliant. Honestly, first and foremost,
cheers,
the show's brilliant. The
Nice to hear
characters, the balance you lot have got between you. Like, I'm hoping you lot grow because you deserve to. Because you are putting it, you're putting it out there as proper hammers. I grew up, so I'm in Spain, but I grew up in Forest Gate, and obviously Upton Park was. I've literally just down there. You got the Catherine Road down that end.
Yeah.
We was down there I mean, it's everything you lot have been saying. It's a culture, isn't it? It's in your blood. Like,
100%, mate. 100%.
Watching what's happening, because I come over every now and again with the job that I do, and I do a bit of work, and then fly back to Spain. And if I can, I'll try and go over the stadium.
Yeah.
It's fucking shocking what
they've
done to the soul. The thing is, West Ham, the history of. I know every club is going to have their history, but that whole Cockney upbringing and what it stood for, and it's just gone. It's just fucking ripped out.
We've been sanitized. That's what's happened. It's like it's like going from, I don't know, from a fucking spitting sawdust gym to a newly decorated white walled fucking dental practice. It's what it fucking feels like, isn't it? You know,
mate, they have literally ripped every single part of what West Ham is, and the thing is, they're continuing to do it. It's happening right in front of us. And in regard to the whole Moyes in, Moyes out, I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Totally get that, but it is fucking undoubtable with the statistics you reeled off the other day. If that was any other manager at any other club, it'd be out the fucking door. No one would be asking like why or we're lucky to have him. Look at the fucking stats. Like numbers don't lie. That's the thing. They don't fucking lie. They can't. There's a law to numbers. They just are. It's not an opinion. They just fucking are. And the geezer is shocking. He's fucking shocking. His ego is the size of fucking Upton Park. R.I.P. Upton Park. You know what I mean? But his ego is fucking huge. He's on his way out. That's another thing. It is nothing against. I love old people. First and foremost, there's my disclaimer.
Thank God for that, Jay.
He's getting to an age. He's getting to an age where, you know, he's not with it, and that's the truth. There is nothing against. It's just you can't. Things change. Fucking life change. Football's changed. These younger players have changed. He's a fucking dinosaur. He genuinely is, and good luck to whatever he's doing. But football is not what Moyes thinks it is now. It's not. We have moved on. It's nothing to do with the West Ham way or anything. It's just fucking football in general. Like, yes, and of course the West Ham way is a real thing, but what I'm saying is it's bigger than that. What he is, he's pulling us. He's keeping us almost like in the fucking 80s, not back in the 80s. It's a different level of football. No, it really is. And he's so fucking far behind on some of the base out here in Spain. Like I coached my kids, my boy, when I was in England. Now living out here in Spain, you should see. I swear to God, if Moyes came over here and just watched our local Los Felices team, I guarantee they're doing more drills about how to move off the ball, not fucking out a lock back into a defence and just go, right, that's it, lads. Everyone retreat, fucking retreat. Just go. That's not how football's played these days. And yes, I don't know how we fucking scraped the first half of this season. He just trod in the biggest fucking pile of dog shit and got the biggest luck of his life for the first. But he's getting found out now, and it's all going to change. It can't carry on the way it's going. It just can't. It's just the thing like you have all highlighted, and that's what I love about it. Yes, you're coming with passion, but you're backing it up with fucking digestible statistics, which if you're a Moyes in, what are you in for then? Yeah. What is the in bit that you're in for? Look at the numbers. So what are you Moyes in? You're in on shit numbers. You're in on shit stats. Because that is all you can say. Because it's not as if the geezer's fucking coming out, clapping the crowd and, you know, you'd want to go down the pub and have a pint with him. He's a miserable cunt. He is. I fucking love those people.
He
he's
absolutely
a representation of some good Scottish people. He's a miserable, stereotypical Scottish fucking twat, and not the nice ones, by the way.
Can I tell you, one thing I won't forget from this season was when I went to the Fulham away game and we got fucking battered 5-0, right? And there were a small handful of players who came off the pitch with a lot of credit. Soufal was one of them. There were a couple of others as well who left their heart and soul out on the pitch, right? They really gave it a go. And so at the end of the, you know, we could see that. And so at the end of the game, we gave them a little clap. And they were tentatively walking towards us from the centre circle. They didn't know whether to come towards us or not, but we gave them a quick clap. Guess whose face suddenly popped up in the fucking middle of it all? David Moyes. And he got told to fuck off, right? And that was weeks ago, months ago, right? There's a clap going. He's there.
Yeah, well, do you know what? He never takes responsibility when things go wrong. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But then, like you heard him in that press conference, he doesn't refer to the team. He's like, I win. I win. I win more.
I win, they lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it is. That's the mentality. I can't stand him. You're exactly right. And anybody that's got any love of football whatsoever, anyone that's got any love of football, won't be able to tolerate this. And look, don't get me wrong. I've said this before. It is a top flight. If we was Sheffield United and we had the types of players that Sheffield United had, I wouldn't be barking on and harping on about, oh, look, I wish we was playing more expensive, because I'd understand we've got shit players. we can't be competing with these teams. That's why we're playing that way. But when you look at the players that we've got, you know, it's fraudulent. It's absolute bollocks, and that is why they're all losing. That's why they're all losing interest, because they've probably never been asked to fucking do this before. They're like, what's going on?
But listen to this, as God is my witness. So as you just said that about Sheffield United, I'm sitting back here in Spain. I'm an hour in front, and they've just come up playing against Brighton, right? But the thing is,
5-0.
you said you started this by, you're right, by saying, by the way, you started it by saying, if we were Sheffield United, we you know. But the thing is, they're still fucking having more of a go than we are, and they are Sheffield United. So it's like, it's bollocks. The whole... And the thing is, going on his ego, what you said about the whole I. After what happened with fucking Man United, that scarred Moisey so much, and he's been on a pile of run of shite since. And then we've grabbed him, and he's just lucked out. Because again, if you look at his whole tenure, every part of it, none of it has been down to tactical genius where he could go, right, Moisey changed that game. Right, do you see what Moisey did there?
Yeah,
we're saying the same thing. And have been saying the same thing from the start.
You're always left with more. But you're always left with more questions than answers with David Moyes. Always, you're always
Absolutely.
left. And you know, going back to that sort of Sheffield United reference, if you look at Luton, I've watched him probably half a dozen times this year. I'm not being funny.
Tasty.
They're more they play more exciting football than us. They're better defensively. They're together. They attack with purpose. They press in midfield. They're aggressive. They're better than us. Like, they play better football than us.
That manager's made Barkley look fucking
That's the thing. Barkley and Townsend.
Yeah.
We've got Kudus and Bowen, you know, and Paqueta. It's insulting, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insulting. It's just
thing is with that Edwards, what he's done, he's set them up soundly, right? And they've got them little gems of players that can do something, and he's allowing them to play football. Absolutely. So as soon as that ball is in that second half, he's allowing them to actually get forward and actually allowing them to be creative. So I actually think they are playing more entertaining football than us. He's allowing the players to do so.
He's given Ross Barkley bundles of confidence.
100%.
He's backed him. He's bought Barkley.
Name me one team. Sorry, just name me one team in the Premier League that plays less boring football than us.
There ain't one. There ain't one. We play the worst brand. We play the worst brand of football. We're supposed to be. If you're looking at us, I mean, I've got to stop using the reference low block. We're a fucking defensive team that are supposed to play counter attack. We've got the wankiest counter-attacking system going. I mean, if you look at, for instance, Brentford, when when they've got Tony and Mbeumo up front, they've always got those two up front, and they've got support from a 10. They literally, when they had Raya, you know, when they had Raya, Arsenal have nicked him. The way they hit the counter-attack is they would absorb pressure. The minute, the second the fucking ball broke, they always had players upfield. Raya would get that ball gone, bang, gone, off, straight. They're literally, they'll go and they'll hurt you. The way Wolves play deep, counter-attack. The second the fucking Spurs got stung, the second the opposition lose the ball, bang, Neto's gone, and they're all pouring up there. It's fast counter-attacking football. There is fuck all. Great. What we're relying on is moments of individual brilliance, like some of the goals that we've scored, you know, like the balls that Paqueta have pulled out. It's kind of, you're relying on this kind of magic. And counter-attacking football doesn't need to be magic if you play in the right fucking way. Not really. It's a basic form of football, isn't it? Sit deep, defend, get the ball, go. That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's the most basic.
But he doesn't do it. He doesn't do that. He just. I've said it before. When Areola first came into the team, his instinct when he's played for his other clubs, when he was playing at Fulham, was to get the ball out quick. You started to see him check himself. So he would all of a sudden start bouncing the ball. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Well, what happens? Where's your counter-attack gone? The opposition have just reset their defensive shape. Yeah. You know? What was the point in that?
Absolutely.
It's all about slowing the game down, killing the game, slow it down,
all the time.
It. Yeah.
It's about getting to 70 minutes.
He's got...
Why you wouldn't?
But the thing is with Moisey, it's like he don't try to score in open play. I really think he's a manager that, you know, any other manager would see set pieces as a fucking bonus. Moisey, it's like, right, lads, this is our game. This is corners, free kicks, and we'll have James Ward-Prowse doing the same. Yes, he's fucking quality at doing it, but guess what? He's quality at doing the same thing. Teams have worked it out. Yeah, they've worked it out. So we're not pinging in these fucking all the crosses in the corners. Sorry, go on.
Can I just say, when it came off was against Man United. Against Man United, he defended for 70 minutes. He switched them around, and then Paqueta set up 2 goals, right? Well, it'll happen once, but it won't happen the following week, right? Because teams will have watched that video and realised that's what he's going to do. Surely everyone in the league knows that's what he's going to do now anyway. The only time that plane goes out the window is if we concede before 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And now we always concede.
In saying that, Gal, as well, we had a big Brisbane meet-up for that game, and there was about 40 or 50 of us in the pub watching it. And I remember talking to my mate before we scored, and we both looked at each other and went, "This is fucking shit." We weren't playing well. It was not playing well. It was a terrible game of football.
Yeah, it was, Ryan, but to him, that was the perfect execution of his tactic, I
agree with that.
But for him to come out, and like I said earlier on, and I think Gonzo did hit the fucking nail on the head with the way that he said it. When he came out and his answer to entertaining football was to say, we do play entertaining football. He hasn't got the right to say that, you know. He hasn't, you know. He's such a self-indulgent prick.
Gaslighting fuck.
I can't stand. He really rates himself. He talks. He's starting to resemble when he in his press conferences now with the arrogance. He thinks he's Jose Mourinho. Well, no, you're not Jose fucking Mourinho. Mourinho's won leagues and cups and fucking literally more cups than fucking you could shake a stick at. Loads of them. I know he ain't what I want. But he is the special one. He can be arrogant because he can reel off numbers and this that. You've won in over 1,000 games in top flight management. You've won 1 conference cup, mate. It is a competition you were favourites to win. And I am sorry, it was a great night, but that is your success. Don't get arrogant, you prick. You spent 500 million to do that. Our squad was worth twice as much as every other fucking squad. In fact, there was a stat. Listen to this. Before we got to the final, this is true. Before we got to the final, there was someone put the stat together. Our squad was worth more than the entire squads of everyone that we played up to the final. All of them together, combined, our squad was worth more.
Brilliant.
Not Fiorentina. Fiorentina have got some good players. Our squad was still worth more than theirs. But up to that point, we had a bye to the final, for fuck's sake. Yeah. We had a bye to the final. It was one game.
We did. I mean, Alkmaar were a little bit tough. They're like a mid-table Premier League side, weren't they?
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's about it.
Fucking joke. Does my nut in. Anyway, mate, that is a brilliant call. So look, I'm going to close. I'm going to close this.
Thank you very much for having me.
Don't go yet. Don't go yet. I'm going to close this in the same way, right?
Don't go Bridget.
So, well, I don't know whether you've heard me say this tonight, but apparently West Ham do watch these shows.
I know you're going to say as well. Yeah.
So I imagine you're sitting there in a really intimate little with Sullivan, right? You're right there. You're sitting right next to him. But just honestly, if you wanted to give him some advice, what would the advice be? If you know, what does he need to do apart from fuck off?
Sullivan's sitting there playing with little Dave while you're talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I would just appeal. I'd appeal to the humanity in him and say, look, you know, Mr. Sullivan, Dave, this is bigger than you and your ego. Like this is a football club that's been based on culture and history and inclusion and you know, do you really want to have that on your conscience as ruining it by making it all about money? You've got plenty of it, and you know, this is for us. You could do good by yourself by doing good by us, and you know what? We'd all fucking have a pint with you.
If he does the right thing, If he does the right thing,
yeah, that's it. If he does the right thing, and all that is remember, this is football. It's even bigger than West Ham. You should think of the example he's setting to his peers in other fucking all these Americans and that are coming over and buying clubs, where they're going to think, well, fuck you lot, even your so-called own fans who bought your clubs, they don't give a fuck about it. Look how badly they're not. It's bigger than even that. So it's if you're a football man, which you claim to be, like, let's keep football. Let's have something pure. Let's have something that is, that we can all come together and just go, yeah, here we are again. And yeah, that for me is the approach I'd take with him. And then after that, I'd say, now fuck off, you can.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you know what? It is that fucking simple. And this is the thing, right? What is he now? Is he in his 70s now, Sullivan?
Yeah,
he's in his 70s, right? Would you not imagine, even if you was like this real ambitious, ruthless fuck, would you not ever feel like you've got to a stage where you maybe you got an opportunity to
leave a bit of a legacy,
and actually be loved by people? What sort of a wanker have you got to be to carry on driving hatred towards yourself and your family, mate? Because this infects your children. Yeah, it does. So that's everything you're doing. With fucking with Dave Jr. and young Jack. All your actions are going to have an effect on them long term. They are. And they've made enough money. They're rich. They've made enough money.
Like, I agree with that. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, mate. That was a really
Cheers,
good call.
Jay.
Brilliant, mate. I'm going to save
Enjoy
your
Spain.
Save your number. Enjoy Spain.
Yeah, I'm going. Do you know what I'm going to do straight after this? I'm going to sign up because I want to get them from old fucking
I'll bring the fireworks back next week. I promise.
I'm going to get on. What have I got to do? I just got to subscribe, and join your. Sorry, I'm fucking shit with this stuff. What I just got off. I'll end the call. I'll get back on YouTube.
Member.
And then what? You just subscribe to join. Is that in a subscription thing?
Yeah. You haven't got to do that, mate. You haven't got to do that at all. Just It's
fine. Listen, I mean it. And I'm hoping if someone else is hearing this who's listening to the show, as West Ham fans, these are the things it's all right me talking about the Sullivan and what he could be doing, but it's little things like that. Like I should have signed up for you ages ago. So I'm gonna, as soon as this call's done, I'm gonna subscribe. I want to get one of them fucking mugs that you don't send out to anyone.
Well, it ain't gonna be me now. You'll be able to have one soon because there'll be somebody fucking responsible and organised that's gonna be doing it.
I want one of them virtual mugs.
Apparently they will send overseas as well, people. So once it's all done, they'll get it all. They'll get it all done.
Is that why I didn't get mine as well?
Moy's will be gone by the time you send those fucking mugs out. You know that?
Yeah, so I've got new ones.
No, Nick's saving the postage for yours, Ryan. You've got to pick yours up when you're over, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't forget to.
I'm going to go. I'm going to get signed up. Thank you so much. God bless all of you.
Cheers, Jay.
Cheers, Jay. See you later.
Thanks, mate.
Bye. That was a great call. Right, that's the last one, people. Yeah. Last one.
Yeah, we're doing fucking 3 hours lately.
Yeah, it's like we've gone an hour earlier and we've gone longer again.
Your legs must be killing you standing up at that table, Mick.
Don't laugh at that fat
I was going to say, when you was doing that earlier on, I was going to say, don't stand up, and then I remembered you are standing up. But,
yeah, why don't you try and do these? Why you do this now?
But yes.
So want to get hold of me, please. So I get away from these fucks.
With you can't take your pews with you though. We've taken them. Gary does amazing pews, doesn't he, Gal? Pew. That's it. Yeah.
Fucking hell, that was amazing.
It was good.
It's all in the execution, Mickey.
Gary's drinking Monster at what time?
No, I'm going to bed in a minute.
You drinking Monster before bed?
He don't give a fuck. He's hard, isn't he? He's coming up.
Don't fuck around.
He sleeps when he wants.
He does. Right, I'm gonna do a plug as well. Everybody in this channel, please. Basically, Ryan, who's with us at the moment, they're basically effectively part of our channel, our
family.
They're like the Australian branch of Claret and Booze. We do a bit of cross pollination. We jump on each other's shows every now and then. Please head over to Fortune's Hiding Down Under TV. Great bunch of guys that are on there. It's not just Ryan. There's a few more of them as well. Go and support them there. And they're still new. It's very difficult when you start with YouTube. Really fucking difficult to get traction. It is.
We've noticed.
It really is.
Go and subscribe to them, please. Help us get their numbers up. So please go and do that. All right. That'd be very much appreciated.
Thanks.
All right. So yes, all good. I thought that was a brilliant show. I actually feel good.
It was a laugh tonight. It was a laugh.
I feel good. That's the Nolly factor, I think. I think
very well.
Nolly and Arnie back to back was fucking perfect. Wasn't it?
Yeah. It was really.
This is what this channel does. To
Yeah.
be fair. We come on, we sort of disheartened and that, but we get talking and we have a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And it's just it does lift spirits up. So
yeah, it does lift spirits up. And like I said before, everyone, if you want Moyes out, hit the fucking like button as well, right? Because it all goes. It goes into a poll to get him out.
Honestly, it does. So if you hit that like button, it goes straight to Sullivan.
It does.
And
yes.
Nick, just before you close out, mate, just before your call ends, you got to do your little Sullivan rant now, mate.
My one.
You got to do one now, mate.
I'll tell you what. That's a good point.
His cat.
I'll tell you what. That's a good point. We should all do one. So we'll go clockwise. We'll start with that bloke in that t-shirt.
What, me? I saw
it.
You're not going to be very threatening, Mick. So you can't take the Nolly route. You're going to have to take a different tact because he can see you.
Double up, you know, seen me picking
double up bastard.
Let me tell you. You won.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go on, Mick. Go on. Go on. Let him have it.
Listen, I'll be fair to you. Nolly, Arnie, everyone said exactly how I felt. Fuck off, you cunt. That'll do me.
Yes, that's fair enough. Right, Ryan, have you got any words of wisdom for the little man? Not Mickey,
Mr.
David
Sullivan, please save your Mr. Sullivan, please save your money, save your investment, and fucking get this prick out the club before he spends all your money and fucks off in the sunset, and we're left with no fucking team or club. Get the fuck out. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Gary.
Sullivan, it's never too late to build a legacy. It's never too late to do something decent. Get him out the club, put Starting in charge, sit back, go on a little trip around the Mediterranean for 20 years or so with bouncy boobs, and let the football take its course. Give him all the money he wants because you're going to get more back. The end.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
That was lovely.
Sullivan, just stop being a prick and do what's right. It's as simple as that. You know, you're stupid. It's obvious what needs to be done, even from your own perspective. You know, from a business point of view, if you want to make money out of it, whatever. You know, do you want to fucking damage your asset and be hated as well? Because that's what you're risking doing. It's like a fucking double whammy. I mean, I don't know what sort of bloke you are to not even care about that, but yeah, I just think, as people have said on this call, we're not fickle when it comes to you. No, we're not. I don't think we'll ever warm to you. That's never going to happen. But do you know what? I think we there's a chance that we could lay off for you if you started doing the right thing, and maybe some of the damage could be repaired. And like I said earlier on, you have got kids and all of that in this, and you know, and what your actions and everything else that will have effects on them on social media, on everything else. It probably has done their whole lives because of you and the way that you do things, the way you fucked about with Birmingham and you're fucking about with us. It's never too late to become a good person and stop being a cunt.
Fucking hell, we only done 10 seconds.
I know.
You've done another fucking show.
I did, yeah. Anyway, that's it from us.
Yes,
I'm going to find the thing. That was very good. It was only 3 hours tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 hours 12.
15.
Was it?
It's only 2.5 for you, though, isn't it?
Yes. All right. See you after. Bye.
Bye.
Why ain't the video playing? Oh, there. When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wings, Jota on the wings. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. When you score, you make the West Ham sings. Jota on the wing, Jota on the wing. Every time you're on the ball, we know it's It's gonna be a goal. A superstar from Portugal. Da 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 la 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 la. Da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. La da da da. This song is available for download on Spotify and iTunes. No, it's not really.